We're going live. I don't know which to watch. Yeah, the answer is not BOO Hermitcraft, Cringe Lord 9000 gameplay. Sorry. Is this the side that needs to be pulled over a little bit? Yeah, just a little bit. Is it gonna follow me? No? Okay. I don't know which to watch. Do I want to watch BOO? Like, BOO ain't even good without generic B. I'm sorry. Somebody's gotta say it. Somebody's gotta say it. Without the B team, there's no B. The only B is the B word. Alright. What did I just launch here? Whoops. Wrong save. Hopefully my voice carries me. Yeah, it's like all but gone at this point, but I really just want to get this through. What? Now I'm on this world? Saves being weird. Go play. I mean, I'm almost tempted to just not stream and play Oni. How sad is that? I just found natural gas, man. Like we've now potentially hit the golden era of Oni when you have just infinite power. I've got solar panels before I had natural gas. Like, that's insane. Of course, I don't know how to do solar panels. You have to teach me on that one. All right. Welcome, everyone. I don't know who all's filtering in just yet. Does it say 0 viewers when I literally see you typing? Oh, whatever. Let's just give it a few more seconds and then we'll start. I got some water here with some liquid IV. I'm sick like a dog. Dog that should be playing Oni. Oh, it doesn't mix with toothpaste. Oh. I'm still shiny. I gotta stop showering right before I do it. I'm like a shiny Greek god. Like Hercules. I wish there was. I need a third monitor, man. Do you have glass? I've got glass, yeah, just from deconstructing. I've got like almost a ton of, not a half a ton of steel and like, I think a ton of glass maybe, just from deconstructing stuff around the world. But I don't have like production of either of those things yet. I haven't. I'll get there. I need to start making stuff. What was I gonna say? Give it just a few more seconds here. Phone notification going crazy. All right, let's get into it. I need 3 screens because I've got a spreadsheet I have open. This game doesn't tab out well. When you tab out, it minimizes the screen, which is like so frustrating. So I have to switch between my chat, my spreadsheet, and this game. But so we were ending the season. Oh, there are 14 teams that make the playoffs. Okay, so we'll be a top 6. We'll be a top 18 pick. Okay, good to know. So 14 teams made the playoffs, 7 out of our conference. We were in a battle with the Vikings to get that 7th spot, and if we won this game, we had a chance. A low chance, but a chance. Well, needless to say, we did not win this game. It was kind of a stomp. So what I'm going to do, we've got our players, our scouting points. I've added Kyler Garrett. He will be a top prospect here. Him and Baron Gajkowski. Of course, we've got a lot of other players. We're not going to use any of our scouting points right now just because... Sorry, I'll quit talking about Oni. Let's go American football. Don't call it American football. Come on, man. That's disgusting. Go to Europe, you dog. And Fuzzy Eggs talking to Heaven's Angle. Oh my gosh. What a lovely chat we got going on here. So I'm not using those scouting points. I do lose scouting points if I don't use them all in a week. But it's worth, in my opinion, saving them for the combine at this point in the season just to give myself the best chance to see surprise picks. We've got some guys that we'll negotiate for, not many, but we'll make some decisions. I'm not making them just yet. Let's just go ahead and sim next week. So this will get us into the playoffs here. I didn't even dry my hair. It's all wet looking. All right, so now we're gonna see practice squad team players getting upgrades. Ooh, a lot of players getting upgrades here. Dang. Okay. Ben Wilson on the practice squad. I don't know him, but he's an interesting player. Slot. Okay. He's a good change of direction and juke actually. Um, and agility. Wow, this is an interesting guy. He's pretty much primarily a slot, and I think that's how he should be upgraded. But Ben Wilson. All right. 5'10". Now a short route running 77. So I mean, he's really a good player to throw a short route to. We got Luke Russell, an edge rusher here. No, that ain't an edge rusher. That is a nose tackle. Goodness gracious, 315 pounds. When needs to lay off the cheeseburgers. All right, Donnie Wall. At strong safety, I like the idea of him being run support. He's somebody I've had my eye on. Have him on the practice squad. He'll probably stay on the practice squad next year, but we'll see. So Kosi gets a point. As usual with him, I really want his blocking to go up. It's pretty weak right now. Mostly a utility fullback. That's pretty good. +2 lead, +2 pass. And he still gets some utility points too. I'll take that. Lance at this point, I want to keep going back and forth between elusive and receiving. Let's give him a receiving back upgrade. That'll give him short route, catching traffic, and awareness. So his short route running is at a 75 now. He just doesn't have a lot of upwards mobility as an elusive back. He's already got most of those traits. Corey Crockett's... What's his gameplay here? Kind of jack of all trades, master of none. I like to give guys route running. I mean, the better you are at route running. Where's the beautiful? I don't know, man. She's playing Hogwarts right now. She doesn't have time for the stream. Chance Fortunata, I need to keep bumping up his run stopping. I think he's pretty much... Ooh, an ability slot upgraded or unlocked for him. Okay. Did he get Superstar? No, he's had Superstar. Will frequently prevent additional yardage gains while tackling. Defenders with this ability use faster run shed moves for a better chance at shedding blocks against outside zone plays. So he's like a run stopper. I want him to be more of a... let's see. Are rarely faked out by ball carrier moves. Have increased success rate when using conservative or diving tackles. The pressure one's nice. And then... Oh, let's see. Let's just... Use faster run shed moves within 5 yards of the goal line. Against inside zone, against outside zone. And recover from the effects of fatigue. Let's do the pressure one. Additional maximum pass rush move point. Okay, that's interesting too. Nuclear edge threat. With this ability, use faster, more dominant pass rush moves while rushing from the edge of the defense, which is what he would be doing. When attempting rip, must spend double the pass rush points to perform a move, but are granted dominant wins. Okay, interesting. That one seems a little risk reward though. Instant rebate. With this ability to refund a pass rush point when they are successful. Okay, interesting. Less likely to increase the blockers. There's a lot of them here. I don't want that one. That's a nice one. I need that one. All of their pass rush points restored after sacking the QB. That's nice. I'm gonna use this one though. I think that's a good one. Josh Greenwood, more of a slot. Let's see what he's good at. Okay, he's got medium route running, though. Like, he's actually pretty good. Let's up his physical game. Whoa. That's a lot of good points there. Cole Colbert, I think his upside is just as a sub him in run stopper on, like, 3rd and 3 or something. Talbot. He's actually a decent rusher. If you're going to be in my defense, though, on the 43, you're going to need better pass coverage. Bernie Matthews is someone we really liked last preseason. Let's go ahead and upgrade him. Taking a little while to do all this. Medium route, short route. Okay. And DeAndre Lowell. Same story here. I mean, just route running, I guess. There's nothing special there. Okay, so we're through that. New ability unlock. Chance Fortunato, we already dealt with that. I think Super Bowl week is when we find out the new ability, or not abilities, but development traits. Did Okuda fall to Superstar? Is he not an X Factor? I wonder when that happened. I thought he was an X Factor. Alright. Newman's an X Factor. Maybe that's... yeah, I guess that's fair. Okuda should be X Factor after this year, though. The year he's had has just been fantastic. Oh, sorry. Gosh. Jazir Wilbur. Oh, yeah. We've signed everybody, obviously. Re-signed staff. We need a new chief scout and a new team trainer. Let's just give our trainer a huge boost. I mean, that guy's really good. Chief scout. Do I want to keep him? DB overall. Let's let him go. In fact, we'll give that guy 300,000. So the playoff bracket looks like this. Even the Vikings ended up falling out, so I might not have even made it even if I did win that game. Green Bay's the 2nd seed. Titans over there are the 2nd seed as well, so that's going to be interesting to watch them. Let's take a quick look at our season stats, because playoffs, obviously, I don't think they affect the stats anyway, but... So we end the year 7-8-1, which is dang near middle of the NFC North, which is just a crap division. It's just bad overall. Let's look at player stats real quick. So Linehan ended up 29 for 20 on touchdowns to interceptions. He threw for 3,500 yards and a 64% completion percentage, which is okay. Yards per attempt weren't incredibly great. So, rushing, Kyle Linehan also was our leading rusher, which is not the fantastic sign that we're looking for. 6 yards a carry, which is really good. 700 yards, 7 touchdowns. 11 fumbles, though, which is not great. Lance Roach ended with 600 yards. He was our 2nd best rusher by a mile. 5.3 yards a carry, 4 touchdowns. I definitely think he needs a lot more touches next year. He only had 115 attempts. So, Scotty Miller on similar volume was definitely less effective as a runner than I was hoping for. And I think that's just this number right here, this break tackles. 20 broken tackles for basically the same volume to 2. So, dang near 10-to-1 ratio for Lance Roach on breaking tackles over Scotty Miller. For everyone, he'll break 10. Granted, yards after contact wasn't really all that different, which that's a little weird. Broken tackles 20, but yards after contact only 10 extra. Still, I would rather have 20 broken tackles and just trust that eventually those yards will come. Beard was really solid as well. 6 yards a carry, which is actually great for a power back. 4 touchdowns. 7 broken tackles. So on half the volume, he more than tripled Scotty Miller's broken tackles. No surprise there. But he ended up being half the yards after contact that Scotty Miller had, despite the broken tackles. So that's a little just interesting fact there. Mensa, 2.8 a carry. And then Atari Mason, you know, he was good in the time he got. Receiving, Dylan Murdoch ended the year with the most not most receptions, but most receiving yards, which is kind of interesting. He didn't have the most per game. That still goes to Dante Pettis. But he had the most yards. Average per reception goes to Dante Pettis. Okay. Touchdowns, Dante and then McCole Hardman. I thought McCole Hardman turned it up down the stretch. But if we look at his stats over the year, let's look at season stats. You can see had some really bad games, and then he had a stretch. Well, okay, never mind. He wasn't really all that great. I still want to give these two a chance one more season, but I don't know that I'll be looking at them staying after that season. They just didn't fit very well. Dylan Murdoch, only 2 touchdowns despite the yardage. Run after catch, that goes to Lance Roach, no surprise, and Scotty Miller with McCole Hardman third. So exactly what you'd expect. And then Roach just was really good in the pass game. I thought he was fantastic there. Downs played goes to McCole Hardman. So if we're looking at volume relative to production, or production relative to volume, McCole Hardman was definitely a disappointment this season. Dante, I still think, was a disappointment compared to Murdoch, who had less downs played, actually, and still outperformed him pretty considerably. I would like to see targets. I wish that was involved, but that's okay. And then Lance Roach dang near outperformed all of them with less volume than all of them. So kind of interesting. Stachelski, I thought, was really good. If we look at his stats down the stretch, I think he had good stats. So to start the year, pretty irrelevant. Like the literally first half of the year, even in the week 10, he had less than 100 yards. Maybe even after week 11, maybe after week 12, he might have peaked 100 now. But then the last stretch of the year, he had no less than 50, or I guess he had 48 and 40, but no less than 40 yards a game. And he averaged, he averaged probably around 55 yards a game, which I thought was really impressive, and 3 touchdowns. So I liked where he ended the season, and he's on a cheap contract for 1 more year, so I think he's definitely someone I want to keep around. And then Hugh Porter, he was decently impressive, I thought. About as many yards as he had downs, which if we look, Lance Roach can kind of say that, but nobody else can say. Lance Dillon and Hugh Porter had as many yards as they had downs played, which is interesting. Blocking, let's look at sacks allowed. Connor Williams, he's gone. Connor Williams is out of this offense. He's done after this year. We need to find a replacement, but he's definitely done. James Lincoln gave up a lot of sacks. I still think he's a better run blocker. Like if we look at his, maybe not. Yeah, I mean, his pass blocking isn't great. His pass block finesse is really good, though, and pass block power. So it's mostly just that base pass block that's not great. But I don't think that matters as much. Yeah, it's tough to say. I think he's still good. Brandon Sheriff gave up a few. Some of it was the sack, my fault. Mitch Flaherty, I thought, was pretty solid. And all these guys played over 1,000 downs, so they were all healthy the whole year. What didn't help was Childress and Ragnow only played. Ragnow only played 660 downs. That hurt. Although Ragnow gave up 0 sacks for his down count. And then Childress only gave up 2 sacks in 440. So that's pretty good. Mitch Flaherty also, yeah, just pretty good outside of Connor Williams, I think. Defensively, tackles go to Trey Harris, which I think he was solid. We're going to be bumping up his weight, first of all, because I think he'll be transitioning to a full-time linebacker. I could go for that money backer role, and maybe it's like he's a heavier set strong safety when you want to play him strong safety. But I think I'm going to just bump up his weight to make it more realistic, like he worked out in the offseason. I'm not going to bump up his strength or anything. No attributes. I don't think weight even matters. But at least then, to me, it'll be a little more realistic, because right now it's like a 200-pound guy ain't going to be able to play linebacker for long, I don't think. He had 150 tackles. That's insane. Newman had 134. Now, if we look at downs played, Newman missed a lot of the season. He's kind of been a little injury prone, which is a little bit disappointing, but that's okay. Had good volume for his downs played, or good quantity. Diggs also was pretty good. We ended up moving him to slot halfway through the season, I think, or like maybe last third of the season. I'd be interested to see his difference in tackle totals over the season. Now, I don't think I'll be keeping him, but if we look at tackles, I don't know when I made him a slot, but it definitely seems like he definitely got more tackles as a slot than he did as a safety, which is good. I'd rather my slot corner be getting more tackles than my safety. Tracy Walker was all right this year. And then Handy. If we look at TFLs, it's Mitch Newman, no surprise. Chance Fortunato with 12 was really impressive. I thought he had, first half of the season, I was thinking, man, this guy is a bust. Second half of the season, this guy is the superstar we drafted him to be. Handy was pretty solid. Jay Terry ended up with 9. He had a bit of a down season for him. Didn't play as many snaps as usual. Durkins was pretty good. He ended up being a good trade, I think. Definitely better than Jeffrey O'Sullivan was. Sacks, Chance Fortunata dominated 16.5. Justin Matabike was one of the best free agency signings I think I've ever had. He was phenomenal the whole season. And then Durkins with 11, he was really good. And then we got Terry and Hicks down there. Interceptions, Jeff Okudah was 7. Pretty sure that led the league. I thought he might be able to catch even a few more, but that's okay. Trey Harris with 2 as a linebacker. Pretty impressive. Let's look at deflections. Trey Harris had a lot of deflections. Okudah had a lot of deflections. And these are like genuine deflections, not drops. Like these guys were actually knocking the ball out of the air. Handy, those might be drops plus. Is there touchdowns? Catches allowed. Keaton Callahan apparently had 8 catches allowed. I don't know how that's determined. Forced fumbles. Kenny Durkins had 2, so that's pretty good. Block safeties here. Touchdowns. Trey Harris and Okudah each had 1. And then downs played, Byron Handy, Quandre Diggs, Chance Fortunata, Tracy Walker, Kenny Durkins. Those guys all got a ton of volume. Trey Harris. And then there's a drop-off. These are more of the rotational players, and including the line. Kicking, I thought Rubini was pretty good. He ended the season 91%. Long of 67 yards. He hit every field goal up to 29 yards. He hit every field goal from up to 39 yards. He missed 2 up to 49, and he missed 1 from 50 or more. So think Brett Maher type player. That's kind of what we're seeing here. Punting, Cartwright needs to go. He was trash. 34 net average, 37.5 average. Yeah, guy sucked. 3 down inside of 20. And then kick returning, kind of Lance Roach's job to lose. Same with punt returning. I haven't found a way in this game to make those things actually work very well. And let me throw on some music, I just realized. What was I listening to yesterday? Let's throw that on. Gosh. There we go. Let me know if that's too loud. Stuffy as heck, man. 1 second. All right, there we go. Should be a little clearer nostril. Legacy leaderboard. We're the number 10th owner or something, I guess. That's all time. Active, do we have anybody? Probably not. User. MacIntyre, is that the only one with legacy? No. Okuda's got decent legacy. Mitch Newman's got decent legacy, actually. Interesting. Alright, just kind of curious. Let's look at team stats. Offensively, we were the second best offense in the NFL and number 1 total yards by a large margin. Now that's because our defense was bad. So let's just look at offense. Second best offense in the NFL. That's hard to believe. We were a top 10 team in passing yards. And despite having nobody over like 700 yards rushing, we were a top 3 team running the ball because of our run by committee style, including our quarterback. So that's pretty impressive, I think. We ended up 4th in points scored. Touchdowns is a little bit disappointing there and there. So we didn't convert a lot of your yards into points, and I know why that is. We did have the most first downs, though. Well, this is where things get a little disgusting. Total yards allowed, we're probably middle of the pack. Yeah. Pass yards allowed, second. We got to do better pass defending the pass. And I think down the season you saw that a little bit. We were better getting to the quarterback. Guys were able to hold a little bit. Rushing yards allowed were number 1. And I think down the season you really saw nobody could run on us. We were holding good running backs to low totals. There were a few guys that really had good games against us. But even then, they don't usually focus through them. Points we'll ignore because of turnovers. We'll see that in a minute. Sacks, we led the league by 20. We had 65 sacks. That's 20 more than the next highest. We have a good rushing team now. Pass rushing team. And it didn't feel like it for most of the season, but then it dialed up and we could do that. Fumbles caused, we're middle of the pack-ish. I guess top half at 3. I feel like that fumbles caused is kind of random. Interceptions, actually middle of the pack on that. And that's because really Jeff Okuda just carried and that's it. Conversions, let's see. Middle of the pack, literally at 50%. So that's something we'll have to increase, is getting better at third downs. Making third downs more manageable probably is the biggest thing. We were one of the better 4th down converting teams though. And we definitely took the most, tied for the most attempts actually. Wow, okay. Didn't expect that. You also see we had some of the most third downs. That's not great either. You don't want to have a lot of third downs that you have to convert. As far as 2-point attempts, not fantastic. Only 40% at 5 attempts, which is second most in the league. Not great. Red zone efficiency. We were the second most efficient red zone team, and most of those were touchdowns. So out of 70 attempts, we converted 46 of them into touchdowns. This team was really good in the red zone. That's great. We didn't have a lot of turnovers in the red zone. That's fantastic. Now that does mean you're turning the ball over closer to your side of the end zone, which is not great either, but give and take. The problem is we also allowed 92% of red zone attempts to be converted. Now, 22 of those were field goals, so it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but, you know, we got to be a little more turnover-y in the red zone. Penalties, let's ignore that. Turnovers, this is the final one. Differential, worst in the league by 7, which I feel like is better than it's been. Let's look at the silver lining here. We had 34 giveaways, which, okay, so it wasn't actually great. 27 of them were interceptions. 7 fumbles lost, most in the league as well. And we were middle of the league in takeaways. So we turned it over the most, and we weren't even that good at getting the ball back. That's not great. All right. Final thing I want to look at is like league leaders. Passing yard goes to Cam Newton, then Wyatt Ertz, Jordan Love, Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff. Okay. Touchdowns goes to Jordan Love. He had a pretty good year. Didn't think he would, but he did. Josh Allen, Russell Wilson, Josh Kerchief is up there. Wow, Kerchief had a fantastic season. All right. Fulbright had a little bit of a step back, I think. Let's look at his stats. Yeah, I mean, kinda. Not really, I guess. No, I mean, it's kind of a step back. Most interceptions goes to Jacoby Brissett. He threw, what, 4 in one game against us? That was insane. Tied with Kyle Linehan, but Brissett was definitely worse. Burrow was pretty bad. Murray was pretty bad. Haskins, rest in peace. Bryce Richardson was pretty bad. Completion percentage, Jordan Love and Josh Kerchief by far. Then Cam, Baker, Ertz, Haskins. I think Linehan was about middle of the league there. Average yards per game. That's not great because Linehan played in all the games. Rating, this is an interesting one, I think. Let's look here. Kerchief had the best rating, then Love. Mayfield, okay. Yards per attempt go to Cam Newton, then Kerchief, then Love. And Linehan's going to be way down here. Melton had a decent season. Jay Stannis didn't really get to play. That sucks. And then most sacked in the league goes to Kyler Murray, Stafford, Jones. Linehan's down here, but remember we also have to include a lot of Daniel Jones. So, all right. Rushing champion goes to Ezekiel Elliott. No surprise. Touchdowns. Derek Francois up there. I will be targeting him in free agency to replace Matthew Beard. Just as a heads up. Excited for that. Kyler and fumble 11 times. Good gravy. Here's average per game. Broken tackles. Yards after contact. Okay. Receiving yards. Here are the top guys. Touchdowns. So Pat is still somewhat up there. Pretty down season from him though. Defense. Most tackles goes to Trey Harris, then Miles Jack. So pretty good company for Trey Harris there. Most tackles for loss. Mitch Newman's up there, no surprise. Sack leader. Why is he not shown? Chance Fortunato apparently led the league in sacks. Interesting. That's really interesting. Interceptions also Jeff Okuda. What the heck? That's weird. Okuda led the league in interceptions. Alright. Well, you know. The game's being glitchy. Alright. I think that's good. Let's go ahead and get out of here. One more thing actually. Let's look up a few guys on other teams. I think the Raiders. Let's look at the Seahawks first. Darius. He went 3 for 4 for 31 yards. Didn't really get to touch the ball a whole lot. That's a bit unfortunate. Sammy Blake. Pretty bad season from him. I don't think they have anybody to receive the ball here. Defense. Jelani Tavai. Hey, he ended up being a good signing for him. Or not signing, a trade target for him. Right? Who else do we have guys on teams of? Daniel Jones ended a pretty good season for him. If you ignore his interceptions he had from my time, I think he was pretty solid this year. Steelers? No. Saints, Ravens, Rams. Anybody here? Delonte Turk had a good season. Raiders, let's look at defense. Did Chris Harris, not Chris Harris, he's on our team. Brett Kraft, he didn't play, but 300, he played 400 downs, I guess. Superstar, huh? Let's change this for him. That's not bad. Let's do that one. Guy was a ball hawk. He ended with 13 tackles. 1 interception, though. Good for him. Okay. That's cool. Might be missing players on other teams. I don't remember where everybody went. Passing, Austin Belton. Decent year for him. Not fantastic, but not bad. Chippy G, okay. Did Ezekiel Thomas Roberts, can't remember his name. He played 177 downs, 5 receptions for 50 yards, no touchdowns, so bit underwhelming there. Dolphins? No. I'm really struggling to remember where everybody went. That's my big problem right now. Browns? Donald Gillett, 900 yards. So that guy who really didn't get any time at Olympia has kind of carved himself out a nice career. Richardson had a okay season, I guess. Receiving, no. I think defense here. Dusty Hill ended up with 93 tackles, no interceptions, 2 sacks, and 9 tackles for loss. So, not bad. Bills, Bengals, remember, Bears. Yeah, I mean, if I'm missing anybody, you know, feel free in the comments to let me know, but not thinking I remember where everybody is. Oh, kicking. Let's look at that real quick. Did Mike Harris, where is he at? Mike Harris went 18 for 23 for 78%. 56 was his long. He missed a field goal, 129 yards. That's sad. And then he missed 54 from 50 or more. All right. I think we're good here. Let's sim wildcard weekend. Staff re-signed. We got D. Winters back. Nice. I think we'll have staff signing. I don't know when that is. Can we do it now? Oh, we can upgrade our coach. Okay. Expert scouting, wide receiver free agency trade influence. I wouldn't mind O-line trade influence, actually. Master trade negotiator. I'm still gonna probably keep things pretty realistic on who I trade for. I'm not gonna use that system too much, but you know, if guys have interest, I'll definitely consider it. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but whatever. Let's look at the playoff bracket. The Titans won, so they're gonna take on the Chiefs. The Ravens upset the Patriots to take on the Browns. So chance for Donald Gillett and Daniel Jones to get rings currently. The Packers lost. That makes me happy. Austin Belton. Could this be a Super Bowl run for him? You know, the first year he gets traded away from his team that drafted him. Sorry, my nose is really itchy. It could be interesting. And then the Rams lost to the Panthers. Okay. Let's sim again. Hire staff. Let's I think we gotta hire a scout. I really would like a guy with good O-line scouting. Looks like I'm not the only one that wants one. We got a lot of money. Let's just give him 250,000. The Titans won again. So Daniel Jones, oh, Donald Gillett and the Browns get upset though. So Daniel Jones is now carrying the Giants win again. Austin Belton's dream run continuing in the NFC Championship. That's crazy. Taking on the Falcons. If Austin Belton wins a Super Bowl in the first year he's gone from our team, that would be the greatest storyline ever. Let's sim again to the Pro Bowl, I think. Oh my gosh, no way! What are the storylines? The two quarterbacks that we last had, that we traded, both are now playing each other in the Super Bowl. What are the odds of that? So Daniel Jones, who we started Season 5 with this season, played 3 games, didn't really like how the team was doing, so I traded him to the Titans. He goes on this crazy run, makes the Super Bowl. The guy he's facing is the guy we drafted in Season 1's offseason that played for us for 4 years, or 5 years, I think even. I can't remember. And then at the end of Season 4, we traded him to the Giants. And now they both have a chance to win a Super Bowl. So one of our former quarterbacks is going to win a Super Bowl while we're sitting at home watching. That's fantastic. Let's look at the Super Bowl or Pro Bowl roster here. So Jordan Love and Baker Mayfield, Dwayne Haskins. Man, that really does make me sad seeing him in the game still. That is one of the most tragic things I've ever seen happen to a player. Kerchief actually made the Pro Bowl, and he probably won't even be on a team next year, or at least a starter. Sorry. Aaron Jones. Okay. Kosi Mensah made another Pro Bowl. Nice. Of course, we didn't have a wide receiver make the Pro Bowl this year. That's a bit of a disappointment. Or tight end. Lineman, maybe? I thought we had pretty good linemen. No. Not even Frank Ragnow? Okay, that's fine. Chance Fortunato makes the Pro Bowl. No surprise there. Javius Bentley. Man, I would have loved to have those two on the same team. Young Matabike makes the Pro Bowl. Okay, okay. Right. Linebackers. I expect to see Trey Harris here. No, come on. Trey Harris deserved to make the Pro Bowl. That's baloney. Justin Coleman makes it. That's crazy. I'm sorry, no Okuda? Okuda had the most interceptions in the league. Come on. That's killing me. Alright. Rubini makes the Pro Bowl. And then Lance Roach, that should be the case. Todd Gurley is a punt returner. Todd Gurley was a free agent until the last 3 weeks of the season. Come on. Todd Gurley didn't return a single punt. Come on. I mean, I know it's a 3-year-old game now, but come on. That's frustrating. Oh, Fire Dime. Sorry, I have to tab in and out. Also, apologies for my voice. I'm even worse than yesterday. Losing it quickly here. Eve out to a Super Bowl. Unfortunately, not me, but everybody I've traded away is enjoying Super Bowl time right now. Do everybody get their dev boosts in this week, or is it Super Bowl week? I think it's Super Bowl week, right? Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like nothing's changed yet. So Super Bowl week, we'll see who's all gotten dev boosts. If it's legit, I'll keep it, because some of them might lose their dev boost, which would be annoying. Let's go ahead and sim to Super Bowl week. This is where things start getting interesting. Finally, the offseason starts. Yearly awards first. MVP goes to Baker Mayfield. Cole Bright, Wyatt Ertz, and Josh Kerchief all were on the potential, though. Coach of the Year. All right. Offensive Player of the Year. We're not even on this list. Defensive Player of the Year. I don't understand. You got a guy with the most interceptions, a guy with the most tackles in the league. Neither of them are on the list. Linehan wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. That's not all that surprising. Not hard as a quarterback to win that. Murdoch 5th. Okay. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Chantel McKenzie. He was pretty solid. Handy finished 7th. Best QB. Best running back. Best wide receiver. We're not going to be on any of these lists. Best O-line. That's bogus right there. We had really good O-linemen this year. Whatever. It is what it is. Best D-lineman, Chance Fortunata. Yeah, you better believe it on him. Matabike. Best linebacker. Again, stupid. So best DB goes to Jeff Okudah. He wins best DB, but he doesn't even make the Pro Bowl. See, that just doesn't make sense. That's Pro Bowl logic is really bad in this game. It's a little frustrating, but yeah. Okay. Picker Rubini. Let's look at the AFC real quick. Defense Player of the Year, Leighton Vander Esch. All right. John Schweiss wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Okay, good for him. Over Jakarta Stoudemire and some guys like that. That's crazy. Go through this a little faster here. Excuse me. O-lineman. Most of these guys are real players. The created players in this franchise have not really taken off just yet. Okay, that is all our player awards there. You still got scouting points we're not going to use. Hire staff. Did he really reject our offer? You're kidding me. QB overall, though, for scouting. That's not bad. Wait, signed with Flyers. Is he on my team or is he not? No, he's not. Okay. Can I not sign him now? Am I just stuck without a scout? Okay. I guess it's just like that. No scout. All right. Well, that sucks. Got some players to upgrade. Kai Linehan, who is still a star. That's okay. They expected that. I mean, I would like to upgrade his strong arm. I feel like he was pretty bad throwing downfield, and we got a lot of guys. Wow, great. He gets throw accuracy mid. That's fantastic. That's not great. Chance Fortunata, just a superstar. Really? He doesn't go up to an X Factor after last season? Alright. Get his run stopping upgraded. He gets an acceleration, more finesse and power moves from a run stop upgrade where he gets block shedding. That's insane. He is such a good player now. Let's see who all got dev boosts on this team. So Linehan, Pettis didn't lose, and he might next. I think if Pettis goes down to star, I'm okay with that. Murdoch stayed at star. Hartwell, Mason is a star. Linehan, Porter, and McColl stay at star. Fitzpatrick. So nobody got boosts here. Let's look on defense. Fortunata still superstar. Terry still star. Durkin still star. So Okudah goes up to a X Factor. I agree with that, and I'll keep him as an X Factor. I want him to be... I don't understand the difference here. I think shutdown's what I want to do. Man press. Let's go with while in zone coverage. We do run a lot of zone. Let's go with Zone Hawk. I think that complements his skill set best. Montepique didn't even go to star? That's surprising. Newman's still X Factor. I think I want Okuda and Newman to stay X Factor. I don't think I'm going to let them go down. They're the two I think this team gets. I basically made it where every team gets 2 X Factors, max. Obviously, some teams might have 3, where other teams might have 1, but general idea there. Let's look around the league as well. I don't know if there's a good way to do this. So... like the Vikings, Kirchhoff is still normal. Jones is still normal. Oh, he's out! Daniel Jones is injured in the Super Bowl. You're kidding me. No way. That's so unfortunate. Heck, I would even have considered watching the Super Bowl. I don't think anybody we know is going to be bumped up here. Love goes up to star. Good for him. I think he deserved it. Probably deserved more than star, but yeah, I don't think you can make multiple jumps. So we'll kind of keep an eye on things, see where players should be after we sim. I don't know when it is that they lose it, but let's go ahead and sim. I expect the Giants to win this and Austin Belton to win his first Super Bowl championship. Here we go. And he does. You gotta be kidding me. Austin Belton, who I considered unplayable, wins a Super Bowl in his first season away from our team. He doesn't win Super Bowl MVP, though. O'Shawnee Jimenez wins Super Bowl MVP. Okay. O'Shawnee. Alright. Kyle Linehan wins overall Rookie of the Year. Chantel McKenzie, overall Defensive Player of the Year. Is there a way I can check the stats in the game? So Belton had a decent game, but yeah, I mean, definitely nothing worthy of like Super Bowl MVP. Alright, well, there you have it. First season away from the Flyers, Austin Belton is a Super Bowl champion. Who would have thought? It's a shame for Daniel Jones. I think he had a chance. Okay, let's look at retirements. So we had... No, that's not us. Von Miller retires. Akeem Hicks retired. Well, I was thinking of maybe bringing him back, but that answers that question. Zach Martin retires. Gronkowski retires. I was thinking of bringing Rob Gronkowski. And then a bunch of guys that weren't on teams anyway. Sean Payton retires. Alright. Nothing crazy there. Did anybody lose devs? Dante Pettis lost dev. I'm okay with that. I will stick with that. Was Scherf... He's been star? I don't think he was superstar. I am very okay with Dante Pettis having lost his superstar dev. He just wasn't good this year. This is probably... No! Everybody keeps their devs on defense. Okay. So the game even thinks they're worthy of their development still. Alright. Perfect. Don't have to change anything. Special teams, Ricky Rubini. Alright. Well, that's always good when things work the way it should. Can I sign a scout? No, I'm just stuck without a scout for the rest of this year, I guess. Well, that sucks. Whatever. Next year is going to be really important on scouting, too. because it's going to be a big draft class, so that's fantastic. Who do we want to bring back? I don't think we can bring back a lot of these players. Jared Reinhardt, Kerry Webster. Do we want to bring back former Olympia player Kerry Webster? I don't think so. I think we let him walk. We test free agency. Jabril Farr, if he's willing to take a minimum deal. Okay, fine with me. Same thing with Bullet. I think these are guys that I like if they're on a minimum cuttable deal. I don't expect them to take it, and that is fine with me. You are welcome to walk. Nobody's gonna pay you anyway. Fine. CJ Woodard, same deal. Hartwell will demand a little bit more than I'm willing to pay for. He does have star dev, so I understand that. But I just don't have it in me to pay for him. Lance Harris at 26. I think that's a fair offer, actually. And I thought Lance Harris was a decent player. I'd like it to be a cuttable deal. I don't expect him to accept this. I'll go to 1 million. Okay. Zach Allen, I would definitely like to bring back on like a 2-year deal. I don't want to take up too much of my cap room. Would you take a $3.5 million deal? I think you're a good player. Okay, so we keep Zach Allen. Fernandez, I don't want him on a 3-year deal. I'd give him a 2-year deal, but I'd also want it to be darn near non-guaranteed at all. So I'll give him 6 years across 3 million across 2 years. Yeah, I'm not interested. Williams, I'm not interested in bringing back. Quandre Diggs, I'm not interested in bringing back. Todd Gurley can walk. Connor Morgan. I'd like to bring him back if it's on a cheap deal. Again, I don't expect anybody to accept this because in real life you probably wouldn't. That's fine. Okay, so Connor Morgan comes back on the literal most minimum of deals. That's perfect for me. All good with that. Brian Bell, 305, good runs. Okay, I like Brian Bell. That's an interesting skill set. Now, 4 million across 1 year is ridiculous. You are not catching me paying that. I'll give you 2 million, but it's gonna be unguaranteed. Okay, we can walk on from that if there's somebody we need. Evan Freeman can walk. Does anybody get the franchise tag and trade? Is anybody even able to be tagged and trade? Maybe Connor Williams gets the tag and trade. $20 million salary? No, nobody's gonna pay 21 million. No, okay, that's not even 15 for, wow. Okay, no, nobody gets the tag and trade. That's absurd. Okay, well, we tried. Let's go ahead and, let's check on other players around the league. Like, I'll do more of this in my preseason stuff, but Cole Bright stays X Factor. I think with my changes, everybody that should still be X Factor will still be X Factor. Now, what is not on our team anymore? Superstar. So he keeps his dev. What else? On the Raiders, I imagine somebody lost their superstar dev. No, he kept his. Okay, well, I'll do more looking later on that. That's not something I need to do right now. Not a huge thing. Unless I'm trading for a guy that should have higher dev, obviously I'll do that. Let's go ahead and get out of re-signing. Gosh. Really trying here. Hire staff again. Okay, thank you. You know what? Let's just take a QB guy. Oh, I can't. Is there anybody else? Overall, I don't understand what that means. Let's just take this guy again on a 1-year deal. Why not? Free agency, here we go, here we go. Now I gotta pull up my spreadsheet. Alright, let's get into this. Top needs. I will try to... Why is display 1 not working? Yeah. There we go. You can see here, top needs. So I can zoom in. Nah, it's fine. You can probably see. I consider we need a defensive tackle that's a pass rusher. One thing that we didn't have was a good interior pass rush last season, although I don't know that I think anymore that's a top need. I do think cornerback might be a bigger top need. Safety's probably a top need. Yeah. Keem Hicks tag and trade. This one's no longer doable. Let's delete that from the table. Connor Williams, no longer available for a tag and trade because good gravy, that was expensive. McCole Hardman is on trade block, I think. Tracy Walker is on the trade block. We'll go ahead and take a look at some of our targets. So first, most important thing is what O-lineman. We're going to look at some of these guys. David Andrews, Andres Pete, maybe like Taylor Lewan, but Charles Leno would be pretty good. Those are the main guys we're going to be looking at. As far as the positions I think we need filled, Matthew Ioannidis, if we can afford and find him, I think is the #1 guy to look at. Trey Flowers, I'd love to bring back as an interior lineman. And then Stephon Tuitt would also be really good. So, if we want to nose tackles, there's guys like Stephen Sheard and Eddie Goldman that I'd like to look at. This is just in free agency. Von Miller's not an option. Unfortunately, would have loved him. John Schobert could be a pretty good mic. We could run a 3-4. I don't think I want to go back to 3-4. Eddie Jackson, if he's available, we're going to be looking at. Damian Good, Elijah Tate, and Max Milstead could also play free safety. And then cornerback, slot, Stephon Gilmore, Byron Jones, Darius Slay, Kyle Fuller. These guys could all be pretty good slots. We could even get one of them and then move Jeff Okudah to the slot. A lot of things we could do. Rob Gronkowski ain't there anymore. So nobody really I want to resign from that. Some quarterbacks as well. Some trade targets. Pretty much only Matthew Beard for Deion Binford. And we'll look at that and see if he's somebody I'd want to draft. So that's pretty much all there. Let's go ahead and get back into our game. And I will not be looking at chat a whole lot. And at the number one, number two of the guys I want are right here. Stephon Gilmore, Matthew Ioannidis. Could we be a Super Bowl team with these guys? I think so. We've got $71 million to play around with here. Salaries we can dump. Let's look at that if we need to dump any salaries. Okudah, we can't really dump him. Scherf and Ragnow, I would say, are pretty much locks to stay on the team. Did he lose a lot of points? He did lose some points. Okay, so Scherf is starting to fall a little bit. Thankfully, last year of him. Ragnow, did he lose points? He did. He regressed a little bit. Okay, didn't expect that. I don't think Okudah regressed, right? No. What about Tracy Walker? Yeah, he regressed. Wow. Should we take a look at regression actually real quick? Wow, Walker regressed a lot, actually. That's it, though. So, I mean, our team is mostly old, or young, so I'm not too worried about it. Again, salaries we can dump. Tracy Walker, we'll be looking to move on from him anyway. Might just cut him. So we'd gain about $4 million. That's not great. I'd rather trade him. I don't know if that would work. Mitch Newman, can't really move on from him. I mean, we could maybe move Sheriff to upgrade. Can I release him? 6 million. All right. Well, you know, not a ton we can move on from here. We got to kind of decide here who's the most important. Is Ioannidis the most important between Stephon Gilmore? What about Byron Jones? 87. .95 zone. Press 93. Tackling is decent. Block shedding's not great, but I mean, he could play the slot for sure. I think we can get more from our signing bonus than we can from let's give him a 16 million offer. Let's see what that puts us at. 105 points. That would be number one. Now we'd have to 55 million. Oh boy. There's a lot of good free agents here. This is an insane free agency class. Wow. Schobert fell a little bit, actually, so he's not fantastic. Still has good zone, and man is okay. I mean, he's still decent, but maybe for a dime. Cornerback, we already looked at that. I don't want to bring in both Jones and Gilmore. That's a little overkill. I'd much rather bring in Gilmore than Byron Jones, just because I think he's a better player day one. Defensive tackle, we had Ioannidis. Let's look at linemen first. Conklin, Nate Davis, David Andrews is available. Who did we want from these targets? So I definitely think we could bring David Andrews in to play guard. Kind of shift people around a little bit. Heat and Leno. Could bring in Leno to play left tackle. I think he would be better than Connor Williams was. Lawan might be even better. 78, 82, 85. 80, 85, 85. Yeah, I'd rather have Leno. Andre Dillard and J.C. Cooper, they're not bad. J.C. Cooper's pretty good, but he's pretty much strictly a pass blocker. He's like a fallback option here. Andres Pete, where is he at? I think Andres Pete's a pretty good option here. I definitely want him as more of a right tackle. He's not bad. I think Andrews would be fantastic. He's commanding around 10 million. Okay. So we have James Lincoln, Ragnow, Sheriff, and Flaherty. We could bring in Andrews, and we could bring in somebody to play left tackle, which would be Pete, for example. Or Leno. What the hell is that? Sorry. That was terrifying. I mean, Andrews doesn't really fit in with our offense, though. That puts us as number one. We could still get Charles Leno. He's commanding about 11 million, so he's even more expensive. I mean, he is a left tackle. If we just made this straight up, that would put us second to the Vikings. I definitely don't want him going to the Vikings. That still gives us 31 million to play with. Now that is a bit too much, I think, as far as these guys go. And we haven't even covered safety yet. Now, what do we want at safety? Eddie Jackson was my number one. I think he would be great. 17 mil across 3 years. If I gave him 1 year, 74 points. So I'd have to overpay for 1 year. Maybe if I did 2 years, that'd be better. So that would put us number 1. It would suck not to get him, but that does feel like an overpay. And I want to rely on not having to go to my safeties anyway. Damian Good is who I want to play. Would Eddie Jackson be a good box safety? Because strong safety? Harrison Smith got a lot of points. Elijah Tate and Damian Good. Now, I think he could play safety pretty well. Tackling's not great, though. Now, we have to keep in mind we can't get Ionitis with all this. $47, that might not be enough to get the job done. What if we do 3? It's still 47. What if we give him 1 mil as a signing bonus? 65, that's enough to get the job done. I like him as a future safety here. Elijah Tate, I also have. And I think he might be a good box safety. Zone's not great. No, not really. Do I really want to stick with Tracy Walker again? I'm not sure I have much of a choice here. DeAndre Orr's available. He's interesting. We'll look at maybe trading Tracy Walker. There's still so much to look at here. I mean, we already got some guys negotiated for. I think we got a lot of guys negotiated for, actually. We haven't filled the defensive tackle role we want. This would be filling cornerback. It would be filling offensive lineman. Overfilling offensive lineman, as a matter of fact. It'd be filling safety. 1 safety position. Punter, I'm okay with maybe just looking at the draft, a late pick for that. Couldn't be worse than what we had. Tight end, I still want to look to John Fernandez, so we'll see if he's got any offers. No offers. And nobody, I think, that I'm really interested in anyway as a tight end. Trey Burton, maybe? I didn't even see him as an option, so maybe he got re-signed. So yeah, there's like nobody I'm even interested in as an option here. Al Fitzsimmons, but I have him pretty lowly rated, so I think I'll just hold off on trying to get John Fernandez back for now. On tight end. Halfback, there are some halfbacks. Let's see who that is. Derek Francois is like who I really, really want. And let's see if he's available. He is. Now his contract would also be ridiculous. I'm not sure I want to pay that. Can I give him a non-guaranteed contract for 5 mil? That ain't gonna cut it. Okay. What if I did 1 mil? I'd really like to have him. 82. That could be an overpay. Go to 550 or 500. 51. That's enough to get yellow. We'll hold off on that. I think that covers that. There's run-stopping edge rushers, which I would like, but I just re-signed Zach Allen. Khalil Mack would be an overpay. I can't afford him. He'd pretty much he'd make someone else be depth that I also couldn't afford, so I don't want that, especially after the year Kenny Durkins had. Ezekiel Oliver, I've got him as a depth run stopper, so let's look at him real quick. Ezekiel Oliver. Not seeing him. Maybe he's a linebacker? Oh, Kerry Webster's got interest, so he'll be going to another team. Obviously, I won't be getting in on that battle. That's interesting. Wouldn't have expected that. Am I crazy or am I missing him here? Maybe he's a defensive tackle. I do not see this guy anywhere. Ezekiel Oliver. Cassie's fallen a little bit. I don't know if I'm missing something here. Look one more time, but I think he might be gone or something. Maybe he got re-signed. I guess that's a chance. Alright, well, that's fine. I'm not super worried about that. Speed running back, I don't think we need that. And the physical wide receiver. Now, there are some wide receivers I'm a little interested in. Keenan Allen and Parker Sampson and Sean Stevens. Now, let's see on Parker Sampson. I've had my eye on him for a long time. Parker Sampson here. He wants a big deal. I would not give it to him. Keenan Allen, I don't think we can afford him. I mean, simply put, Sean Stevens. Who's got the better blocking here? Stevens, 93-93. He's got good short, good catch in traffic, good spec, good jumping. And his blocking is 59. 59 and 59. Okay. Sampson's faster. I kind of like that. Now, he's a worse route runner short, but he's a better route runner deep. Not as good at jumping, so he's more of a burner you put on the edge. How's his release? Release is really good. He's a little more dynamic with the ball, but his blocking's a little worse. So Sean Stevens a better blocker, Parker Sampson a better deep threat. Wow, this is a tough one. If I want the true physical guy, I can throw short slants too in the red zone. Sean Stevens is the way to go. Sampson, yeah, let's go with Sean Stevens. I like Sampson. I've always had my eye on him, but I just don't know. Okay, 7 points. Let's go down to 2, and then 550. See if we can make that work. Give us a little more cap space back. 36 points. About 1 mil. How's 1 mil sound to you? He doesn't like it. So I gotta overpay unless I'm giving him crap signing bonus. 51. That gets me in the yellow. We'll stay in that. Alright, so that's all the players I'm looking at outside of defensive line. This is where things get interesting. We need a new defensive lineman. Matthew Ioannidis is who I want. Can we afford him? If it's not Ioannidis, then we could look to Stephon Tuitt and Trey Flowers, who should be... I don't think Tuitt's here. They might be edges. Trey Flowers and Stephon Tuitt. Now, they both regressed a little, but I think they're both really solid still. Ioannidis is definitely the type of guy I'm looking for, though, especially an X Factor. That's the max we can offer him, and it's 89 points. This guy could change our defense could be legitimate, though. So here's where we have to start making budget cuts. Andrews doesn't really improve anybody other than Flaherty. So he might not be worth going for over like Charles Leno. And if we look at pass blocking, let me just check real quick. Okay. Pass blocking, we got 85, 85, and 80. Andrews, we got 86, 80, and 87. Honestly, I don't think Andrews is worth me spending money on. I know he's going to go to the Vikings. That sucks. It gives us a lot more money to play with. That now we can do this. 90. That's 18th. Hey, if you don't use all your cap space, it's a waste, right? That gets us in 4th. Again, this is kind of like the Super Bowl push here. We still have 9 million, so we still have money to play with. Let's get considerably over the hump here. I'll offer him a $17 million deal. Even that's not good enough, for my opinion. Let's give him 17.7. I feel like that's a considerable jump up. Gilmore, again, I don't have to necessarily worry about him because Byron Jones isn't being negotiated for. He's available. So it's not the end of the world. Leno, I don't want to overpay too much for, but I would like to make sure I get him. So we're pretty far on him. Again, the Vikings, another battle there. Jackson, put up a few points. We've got considerable leads. I can't justify going too much more than that, though. Now, if we strike out on all these guys, that's going to suck. Right now, as far as needs go, though, defensive tackle, filled. Cornerback, filled. Linebacker, we haven't gotten. Left tackle, filled. Safety, we got both offered. Well, we don't really have a box safety still. Punter, again, I won't worry about. Tight end, not going to worry about. Running back, filled. Edge rusher, not worrying about. And then running back speed, that's not a need. Wide receiver physical, we got. 7.6 million to play with. Now, again, we still have trade targets. We've got Tracy Walker, who I think has medium value. At this point, probably not so much. We look at him. 79. Now, he does fit what we're looking for, but I would like to improve that position. If I can't do that, though, then there's not a great need for it. Trade targets. The only one I've got is a wide receiver named Deion Binford. And I think he's interesting, but that'd mostly be... it doesn't really work. Cole Hardman also as a trade target. I mean, we could swap him for Binford, but that doesn't really make sense. Price, Chelsea, Beard, Baware, and Devlin. We could maybe dump them for picks. Especially if we get Francois. I'll hold off on Beard until we get Francois. I'll hold off on everybody, frankly. Because those are all just pick dumps for like late picks, 7th rounders maybe. Devlin as well, probably not. Price, probably just a pick dump. So Walker, there's just nobody I'm interested in trading for. Like, let's look at this guy in the Bucks, Deion Binford. He's their 4th player. He's physical. He's got good jumping. He's not slow. Good spec catching traffic could use some work. Short round earning could use some work. Release is good. He's not the worst with the ball in his hands. And I think his run blocking is pretty good. Like, that's what I'm mostly interested in. But I think I'll only look to him if I lose out on, like, the guy I offered. So nobody's getting traded right now. I don't want to put too much more money into this, but I'm just worried. Let's just go a few more. We're at 17.7. Let's just make it 18 million flat. Gilmore is at 16 million. I'm not as concerned about Gilmore, so let's not worry about him. Jackson we could use. Let's go to 14. Let's go to 15 flat. Leno, I'm probably mostly concerned about. Like, this is the one I should be mostly focused on. Let's go to 14 million flat on him. These are big contracts, but, you know, that's kind of the thing you have to do. So I've only got 6.28 if all these guys sign. If all these guys sign, we're talking about a good problem. I still have cap space, so I'm not even, like, all that worried about it. Let's go ahead. Let's do it. Like, sick to my stomach here. Legitimately, I'm sick to my stomach. We lost out on Ionitis. We lost out on Charles Leno. You gotta be kidding me. Those are the guys that put the most money into. Okay, well, we still have 40 million. Won't be as good as I was hoping for, but we got Stephon Gilmore. About time. About time you're in chat. We got Stephon Gilmore. But we got rejected on the left tackle, and I kind of am a little bit screwed now on that. We are a little bit screwed. Connor Williams is now the best available. Oh gosh, what have I done to myself? Lawan's gone. I'd rather get Andres Pete back. Andres Pete's gone. Oh wait, no, he might be a left guard. No, he's gone. I screwed myself over. Nate Davis could be better. Nate Davis could be a better pick for my offensive line than yeah, F is right. I mean, I don't know what else I could have done. I really put a lot of points into him. He must have just not have wanted to come here. That's fine. Everybody I wanted is now gone. Conklin? Gone. Do I want to bring back Connor Williams? Let's look at his stats. 74 pass block. No, I mean, he's trash. I'd rather have Nate Davis. He's just a better player. Yeah, better player. Not by much, but 81, 74, whatever. Let's just do it. I am not giving you anything more than a one-year deal. What does this do for me? That hurts. We'll look at that in a minute. Negotiation's still ongoing. Let's just check that real quick. Oh, Damian Good suddenly getting a ton of offers. I would like to stay competitive in that. I didn't expect that either. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to say cornerback as a need we have filled. Zone safety we filled. And I think that's it. Defensive tackles next. And I think as far as need or my targets for that go, let's look at that actually first. Trey Flowers and Stephon Tuitt are both still here. 84, 83, 81. 84, 84, 75. I think I'd prefer to have Trey Flowers. Plus, you know, he's my guy. You know, Trey Flowers was on the team. I'd love to have him back. He's got 85 block shed. Tuitt's got a little more block shed. A little more strength. It might not make the right, it might not be the right move to go Trey Flowers, but we've got run stoppers. So I'd rather have him. I don't want him at more than a one-year deal though. That's not even close to what I need to do. So I either have to give him a 2-year deal, which is an overpay, or I have to overpay for a 1-year deal. Whatever, we'll look at that in a bit. He's who I want as a pass rusher. We already offered Nate Davis. He's only 6'3" though. He's not even really tall enough to play left tackle. Is there a left tackle we could trade for? Braxton Berries on the trade block. Nope. 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 Niles Freeman? Getting out of that. Wow, okay. Who all at left tackle is somebody I could look for? Jonah Williams. And they need a strong safety. Now, if we look at Jonah Williams, I think he's better than Connor Williams. Cap hit 8 million. That's actually not even as bad as Tracy Walker's cap hit. Excuse me. The Bengals, that was Jonah Williams. I think they're both aging. 27, maybe not. They're not even interested in him. Would you be interested in him for a 3rd round pick? Oh my gosh, I hate how if you view a player card, you can't access the trades anymore. It is beyond the most frustrating bug there is. Jonah Williams. You get Tracy Walker. I'll give you a 3rd rounder and a 7th rounder. That's probably an overpay on their part. I could give him Colin Childress. I don't think I want to make that deal. A 3rd and a 4th? Okay. That might be too much. I might have done a cheaty trade there. Not sure. I'm trying not to think about it. We're going to consider left tackle covered now. Pappy is anti-football. Pappy's on Warzone. Tell him to get on my stream, man. What's he doing on Warzone? Why is he playing on his own? So now we need a box safety and a defensive tackle. Most of all. We're currently negotiating for Trey Flowers. Although, is Trey Flowers too light to play interior? It might make more sense. I'd love to bring in Trey Flowers, but he might just not. I don't think I can justify it. He's not an interior player, I don't think. And Tuitt's going to the Vikings. He's trying to go to the Vikings, so we gotta steal Tuitt away. Alright, he's obviously not going to accept that. That's fine. So we'll look to get Stephon Tuitt. We've got a lot of cap space to play with still. We're looking to bring in a box safety. There is no option here. But we do need one now. We are kind of in a spot where we don't have one at all. So I think we got to bring in Harrison Smith. Just give him the base offer. I wouldn't mind underpaying him a little bit. Go down to just 4 a year. It's still in the green, so he still might accept that. Alright, box safety covered. Defensive tackle we'll work on in a second. Punter, is there anybody here I want? No, not really. Linebacker, pass coverage. Could be some guys. Tight end. Let's take a look at Josh Fernandez. Let's just throw him a base deal. Alright, we'll work on that in a second. Running back we looked at. Edge rusher that run stops, we've got that. Running back, speed, not a thing, and wide receiver physical. Okay, let's look at our current signings. We can look to fill out depth after this set. So to it, we need to get him to the top. And I still want it to be a one-year deal. I don't want to have to worry about paying him another year. I really don't. And we need a guy, so I'm going to look to overpay him quite a bit, actually. What am I going to do with all this money anyway, right? I'm going to have to overpay him quite a bit. 20 million? 20 million doesn't get it done. This is going to be a big overpay. But you got to remember, what am I going to do with all the points anyway? With all the cap space? What am I going to do with that? I'm not going to do anything with it. Francois, we're going to leave where he's at. Sean Stevens. Harrison Smith's in the green. I think that's fine. John Fernandez, we got to get him at least to the yellow. I'd offer him 2 years on this deal. I do like him. It's not quite in the yellow. How about 5.3? Not quite in the yellow. 5.5 across 2 years? Really? Come on, man. Do a little hometown discount here. You're killing me. Well, let's actually bump down his salary then and just give him a nicer guaranteed contract. Would that be something he wants? That would be. Okay, that's in the yellow. That leaves basically Damian Good, who I think could be a future safety for us. Future free safety. What if I give him 4 years, same price tag? Give him a little more guaranteed. Let's move to 98. That's 4th. We're going to be paying basically a 24 million contract for 4 years for a guy that's never played the position. This is kind of like Moneyball here. We're kind of betting on the, I'm betting on myself a little bit. Wouldn't mind just a little bit more. 22 million across 4 years. I don't know that I want to pay much more than that. It's a big contract across time. There we go. If that doesn't win it, that's fine. That really is fine. Let's go ahead and send this one. We'll see how this goes. We got college scouting to do. That's good. We are with the 15th pick. After this, needs-wise, I mean, we're looking to draft for the future, right? So it's kind of hard to tell right now what we need. If we look at, like, quarterback, we're solid. Running back, we could use a new running back. Wide receiver is probably a pretty big need, like, for the future. I think Porter, maybe, but mostly Murdoch, and then we need, like, a new #1 receiver. Tight end could be a good one for the future. Wouldn't hurt to find some new linemen. I think edge is pretty solid right now. I feel good about that. We could use some, but for the most part, I think we're good. Definitely would be linebackers at this point, and let's bump Trey Harris up a little bit. So Callahan's about 240. Let's say Harris got up to 225. I think that's a pretty fair weight for him to get up to in the offseason. Putting on 25 pounds as a NFL athlete, that's not hard to do. In fact, let's even go up to like 229. Got bulkier. There you go. Cornerback. Do we have the best cornerbacks in the league now? I think you could argue that we do. Free safety. And then hopefully soon to be Harrison Smith as a strong safety. Not bad either. On third downs, we could rotate Harrison, like long third downs, we could rotate Harrison Smith out for Damian Good if we get him. A lot of things to consider here. I think we're really probably at this point just drafting BPA a little bit. So let's look at, I'm not curious at quarterback. I mean, there are some interesting players here, but I kind of want to look at who pops. Tommy Marler, of course. mid-second rounder. Marler would be that scat back for the future. Could be interesting. Jason Burnett, first rounder, but his combine sucks, so what's the deal on him? I'm not sure. Alright, anybody else? Not really sure here. We've got Dexter McCauley. He's a mid-third rounder, but he's a power back and he's a little older. Lance Davis? No, nothing impressive about him. Not sure why they're on my draft board at all. Now this interesting. Philip Jimenez, 5'8" out of TCU, undrafted talent level, but he's got a 4.30 40-yard dash and a 42.7-inch vertical jump and a 10.6 broad jump. So like this guy is fast. Interesting. Dennis McAllister, don't know what he's all about. I think Keyshawn Treston's really good. If I could get him, I would be fine with it, but there's just probably no way. There's some really good players here. I do want more of a speedy guy. Creed Phillips, broad jump and bench press. I guess he's a deep threat, but he's got some physical aspects to him. I haven't made this class. It's been like 2 years since I made this class, so genuinely I don't know anybody on here. Jalen Cannon sounds interesting. Kind of a cool name. Dominic Havro. Trisha Jarrett, Evan Trambo, Devontae Florence, Jacoby Declan. He's really fast. And he's agility-wise pretty good. He might be a good late-round flyer. Anybody else? Just pop on their combine stats here. No. This draft is looking more and more pretty unimpressive, honestly. I'm just not sure. Tight ends? There's Theo Clements, a blocking tight end with insane combine grade. He would be great. I would love to get him, but he might be just outside my draft range. I mean, 15th pick, I'm not sure we'll be able to get him. Luke McDonald's interesting. Anybody else here? 6.4? Nope. 6.3? Nope. Nope. Okay. Well, that's kind of everybody there. I feel like we, for the most part, scouted out these tackles. 6.5, that's pretty bad. Guards, really mostly looking for a left tackle at this point. Tommy McIntyre is kind of interesting. Mid-second rounder, mid-first rounder. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Would love to get him. 6'7". I think he could be interesting. Jason Edwards, of course, is here, and he's a really solid player. Hey, buddy, I see you. Just not seeing a whole lot of options here. Edge rush. Nobody really stands out crazily. There was a 6.7. Another 6.7. John Westerman, no. 7.7 for D's. That's pretty interesting. There's a 7. That's curious. Okay. Defensive tackles, we've got some. Power rusher Ahmad Briggs, he's probably solid. I don't think I really need to scout him. Power rusher out of Utah, Deshaun Shepard. Ooh, hello. That's interesting. And he's got the second best bench press. Oh, that's somebody I'm definitely gonna look to draft. You better believe that. Okay. Any other combine freaks here? No, not really. 7.4. Kind of want to take a look at that just to see. Really need a good strong safety. Elijah Davis is kind of somebody I was targeting. What about Evan Windsor? Interesting. Punter we could use as well, but let's sim. We're at almost 2 hours now. Surprisingly not. No, Damian Good rejected. Come on, man. I gave you such a good deal. Harrison Smith, Stephon Tuitt. Okay, well, it's hard to be too upset. Like, our team looks really good, but Francois still got an offer. Stevens and Fernandez now both have offers that I'm not sure I can match. This is where things get a little interesting. That's unfortunate. Okay. Stevens is definitely someone I'd rather have. Especially over the Packers. What if I gave Sean Stevens a more guaranteed contract? Would you be interested in that? 3 years, 15 million? 5 million for a guy I've never seen play. That's not bad. I don't know if I want to give much more than that. 15.6. A little considerable margin there. I don't know that I want to overpay for John Fernandez. Especially not over 2 years. What if I gave you a $6 million deal? Yeah, no. I'll let John Fernandez walk. I just can't justify that. Derek Francois, I'm a little worried that somebody might pick him up. So I'm going to just offer a little bit more. I want to get him into the green. That'll do it. Leaves me 11 million to play with here. We can start looking at depth. Ioannidis to the Bucks. Did anybody go anywhere I need to be scared of? Not really so far. Conklin to the Bears. Leno to the Vikings. Gurley to the Vikings. Okay. Good to the Bears. Cooper to the Bears. So line got better in our division. It needed to. It was bad. I think... Who did we just get? I just blanked. We got Harrison Smith. Box safety. And we got Tuitt. Yeah. Tuitt and Harrison Smith. Okay, so we're quite a bit better there, at least. Kind of need to check depth now. That's the main thing. Depth at quarterback, I'm okay with. Running back at this point, as long as I get Francois, I'll trade Beard and I'll be okay with it. Mensa, don't think I need another fullback. Wide receiver room is looking good. I don't think there's much I can do depth-wise. I would like to get the one I'm offering, but tight end, we're looking for it. We do need tackle depth and guard depth. Okay. So tackle and a run stopping, run defending, run blocking guard. Let's go ahead and move to it to the defensive tackle, because that's what he'll play in my system. He would be a good 3-4 interior player, but he's definitely a defensive tackle here. Yeah, and better than Akeem Hicks. I think he can do even more than what Akeem Hicks did. Linebacker, we didn't get particularly great at. That's one thing that I had is the number 3 need on my team, and I didn't really look at it a whole lot. So that's on me a little bit. But really, we just need some guard depth. So let's look at our targets for free agency for linemen and see who's still available. I know Andrews, Pete, and Leno aren't. I even think like JC Cooper is still available. Let's just see. Connor Williams is going to get offered here. I did have Andre Dillard, but he's getting offered, and that would be an overpay for me. Conklin, Turner, and Lewan are probably all gone. Turner's still there, actually. Trey Turner. I don't need to pay for him, though. I need depth. And that would pretty much be J.C. Cooper, and that would even be pretty much an overpay for depth. What's Decker? Decker could be a good backup lineman here. Now, he's asking for a lot of money. I wouldn't mind somebody who's a little more cheap. I don't see a whole lot there. Any pass protectors? Not really. I need your pass protection to be decent. That's doable. Wow, these guys all have terrible pass protection. Alright, so it's kind of either I overpay for it. Calcutta had it decently. Who else? Jake Matthews. Let's do him. That sounds fine. That's an overpay. What's the lowest we can get and keep it green? That's kind of what I'm interested in here. That's yellow. That's green. Perfect. I think green gets the job done. At guard, nobody. So, I mean, we're kind of just looking to see who's a good... I like power, honestly. I wouldn't mind. It's like Glasgow has pretty good pass block power, actually. Pretty good strength. Yeah, I actually think Glasgow looks like a pretty good backup. That keeps us in the green. We still have 3.77 million to play with. So that's the depth we have there. I think that's all the depth I'm curious about. Fernandez, we just can't stay in the battle for, so... There's just nobody else here. I guess we could look at Hal Fitzsimmons, give him an... No, of course he's getting an offer. We can't even buy him. Alright. That leaves probably linebacker as the last thing we're going to look at. See if we can get any decent players. Not expecting it. Where do we have linebacker? I only had one, and that was Joe Schobert. I don't think he's remotely still available. He is not. McKinley would be great. McKinley would be great to sub in for like Mitch Newman. Nah, he's not even that great at coverage, actually. I think Schobert would be better. So let's try to give him a deal here. They give him a 1-year deal. Salary him? $2.5 million across 2 years. That almost gets it done. Again, this is just nice depth. I'm not willing to offer you more salary. I'll pay out of my signing bonus. I'll pay out of the manager costs here, but I just don't have more salary to offer you, brother. Let's give you 1.25. Gosh, he's not biting at all. And this is starting to get to be a little more expensive of a contract than I would have liked. What happened here? Francois I'm good with. Sean Stevens I'm good with. These two guys I'm good with. Schobert who I need to get. So I'll give you a minimum salary And then maybe like 2.25 across 2 years. 65 points, that almost gets it done. Don't want to risk someone else jumping in on this just because I do need the depth. Gosh dang it, it keeps resetting my my offer here. I'll do 2.5 guaranteed. 69. 2.75. Does that get me into the green? That does. Okay. And then there's no point in sitting on this extra cap space. Let's just give a little bit more to it. Or Sean Stevens. Kind of blow this lead wide open. I really think he could be a good player. Really? I somehow made my deal worse. It says I do have the cap room. Is there anything I could do here? Whatever, let's just go with 100. That puts our cap room at 50K. Whatever. Trying to game the system too much here. I think that's solid. Let's go with it. Let's scout some players real quick. Hunters, of course, we've got Byron Robinson. I don't really need to scout him, but for the sake of the series, I would scout him. Okay. He's good. We know he's good. He was really solid. As far as anything else goes, Sean Pippen at 7. Interesting. I think there might have been some defensive players maybe. 6.7 on a speed rusher is curious. Okay. I think we have an idea that these 3 guys would be good. I don't need to scout them. I know that would be a gamble to not have them scouted and to jump on it, but I really trust that they'd be decent. John Clinton, he's got good power moves. This is another player that I'd rather have Deshaun Shepard, but John Clinton's not bad either. Wow. A 6.9 on a run-stopping linebacker. I think Elijah Davis could be good, but I don't know that we found our answer at strong safety, which is a little frustrating. All right, let's go to the last round here, and then we're on to the draft. We are pretty much nearing the end here. All our contracts accepted. So, you know, it was a pretty good free agency. I can't really be too upset. Our team definitely got pretty good, but we definitely could have done better. There was a lot left on the table I feel like we could have done. Our line is better than it was last year. By far. Our depth is honestly better than it was last year as well. Our tight end situation isn't great, but I think the Chelsea's okay, and we didn't see John Fernandez a lot anyway. I do have more 2 tight end sets, so that could be interesting. We got better at running back, in my opinion. We'll probably be trading Beard. Let's see who all we have traded already. Walker was traded, so we can get rid of him. Yeah, we'll be trading Matthew Beard, Tamani Baware, and that's probably it. I don't think I'll trade Stachelsky. I don't think I can trade McCole Hardman. Maybe I could trade McCole Hardman, but I don't think so. I think that'd be more of a mid-season thing if I think he's not playing well, or I don't know. So Darnell Price and Matthew Beard and Tamani Baware are who will look to trade. get rid of him and him. No, you can't see any of this, but it is happening. We got our pass coverage linebacker. We got our running back with blocking. I'm gonna say we got our edge rush, or run stopping edge. We don't need a speed back. We got our physical wide receiver. There are 2 needs that I still think we need to fill. We'll probably look to fill those in the draft. And then trade these 3 guys. So let's go ahead and do that. Just find the best players to trade them to, or best places to trade them to. We'll look to trade first Matthew Beard. I like Matthew Beard, but he just, you know, he hasn't really panned out. He'd be an upgrade for the Buccaneers. Give me a 6th rounder, I won't be upset about it. I think a 6th is fine. There you go. Gone. And that might seem like an overpay on my end. I don't care. He's not going to play, and I'd rather him get a chance somewhere else, so. And then Bulware and Tamani and Darnell Price. I actually think Bulware is uncuttable because we don't have a whole lot of depth. So we'll keep Bulware, and we'll trade Darnell Price. We'll just kind of trade him wherever's got a need for cornerback. The Chiefs would be fine. No. What if I upgraded a pick? How about you take a 7th and a player, and I get a 6th? Okay, so 2 6ths. Does that really equate to much? No, probably not. But that's okay. That's kind of how it goes. That's pretty realistic. Let's do our last round of scouting here. Probably look to strong safety. 6.4s are interesting. 6.5, 6.5, 6.4. Just crap. A 7 combine grade? Alright. A lot of strength. That actually could be an interesting box safety fit. Zach Parker's got a lot of strength. Now, I don't want to draft... If I'm going to draft a cornerback to play safety, I want them to be later on in the draft. And I want it to be someone with a good strength. Who's got a lot of bench reps? That's what we're looking at here. Looking for like probably 14, maybe 14 is overkill. No, probably 14. Not finding it. Not finding it at all. 12 is interesting. I think we can do better. 13, that beats 12. Antoine Jacobs, maybe. $16, Jeremy Gatewood. Okay, there's someone we could look at. He doesn't have great... He's got good play rec. As long as he can tackle, that's a guy I'm interested in. 13 again. 7. 7. And see, now you're starting to get almost too high for a guy draft for that role. Like late 4th, 14 reps. Alright. I mean, maybe. Probably not, though. Whatever. Let's get into the draft here. In fact, I probably won't even draft Byron Robinson just because we already have... No, we don't have Mike Harris. I like the idea of not drafting them. Keenan Callahan's back from injury. They all should be. We're going to get into the draft. Pick everything. Okay, we're good. Let's start it. The number 1 pick are the Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers are really scary, and I don't expect a pick here. Really, our needs at this point, punter, tight end, not really thinking either of these things are things that we need to overdraft for. There is a tight end I want, Theo Clements. Let's see when he's projected. Mid-round. So I think where our pick is would be fine, and there's another one in front of him, Luke McDonald, who could be better even. I like Clements, but I think it might be a little older. So, I mean, it's kind of a toss-up. I think whenever one gets taken, you start considering it. We have the 1st and 32nd pick. That Giants pick ended up being, I thought that would be a good pick for us, and it ended up being the number 1 pick in the number 1 team in the NFL, because they won the Super Bowl, of course. I mean, other than that, I would like to draft Tommy McIntyre, but that would be a bit of an overdraft, especially to reach this far into the top of the round. Rich Wilslip has a great combine, but I think we just let this play out. Stacks JJ Hammonds would be fantastic, but just don't see that being something we can afford to do. Let's go ahead and do it. Devontae Florence is the first player picked in the draft. Now let's look at the Buccaneers, because I know they have a lot of wide receiver depth already. Was this a good pick for him? Yeah, I'd say it was. So they got Jamie Sanchez, I think, last year. He's really good, but Greg Curry is aging out. I mean, I don't know. John Benford, they've got a lot of guys muddled around there. If Devontae Florence ends up being good, then he's kind of like your number 2 and Sanchez is your number 3. So you got a really stacked trio there. I think that's not a great pick for them, but that's okay. So now we got the Colts on the board. Now who's gonna go for a quarterback here? Kind of what I'm interested in seeing. The Colts, you better believe they're a target for quarterback. The Broncos could get quarterback. They still have their guy, right? No, they let him go. Bryce Richardson, where did he go? I didn't even pay attention to free agency signings. What am I doing? Tre'Davious White's nowhere. All right. You're telling me there were quarterbacks available? Tre'Davious White is the new quarterback of the Patriots, so he finally gets a chance to be a starter. Okay, that's great for him. Spitzer's starting on the Raiders. So where's Bryce Richardson? The new starter of the Steelers. Okay, interesting. And Karchev is still the starter for the Vikings. Interesting, and Ertz is still the starter for the Bears. So I think you might see the Broncos take a quarterback, the Colts take a quarterback. The question is who takes Garrett and who takes Gajkowski. So let's see. With the 2nd pick in the draft, the Colts take Stacks JJ Hammonds. What are you all doing? You don't have a quarterback. I mean, yeah, he's a great pick, but wow, 79, 2nd pick. The Cardinals, kind of interested to see what they do. They go Daniel Cameron, okay. The Broncos, now this is probably where Gajkowski goes. No, they go George Saros. What? I don't understand this game's refusal to draft a quarterback. I set them as the number 1 pick, and the teams don't draft them. So Saros goes, the Dolphins. Shontario Parkerson, that's a good one. Who's still here at the top? The 2 quarterbacks, actually 3 quarterbacks, all at the top here. Tommy Mann is not interested in him. Tommy McIntyre is still up there. Trambeau and Chris Jarrett. Now, Chris Jarrett, I think, could be really, really good. Donovan Eason out of TCU. Kind of an interesting pick here. All right, let's just see. All right. So, Baron Gajkowski gets leapt here by Kyler Garrett, and the former Utah quarterback, who we played this last year in Olympia. He is the new starter of the Bears. You know what that means? He sat behind Kyle Linehan for, what, 3 years, I think? Kyler Garrett sits behind Kyle Linehan, and next season will get a chance, starting in the preseason as a matter of fact, to duel his former college quarterback that he sat behind. Linehan versus Garrett will be the quarterback battle of the future, and I believe, if we look at Wyatt Ertz's ratings, even if it's not, I'll bump him down and he'll start. We're making sure Garrett's starting. Yeah. Kyler Garrett will be the day one starter of the Bears as a rookie. Ain't that exciting. Finally, something goes right here. The Eagles, I don't think they draft quarterback. What do they take? Tommy McIntyre, and he was a little bit overrated. Okay. The Raiders, who's going to join former Olympia Raider Brett Kraft? Baron Gajkowski. Hang on. I believe Jack Spitzer was the quarterback. He is. So they've got 50 quarterbacks on their roster. Poor Spitzer, man. He's just a backup. That's what he's always going to be. He's a great backup. He is now going to be backing up Baron Gajkowski, who will be the starter. So that's awesome. Both the quarterbacks that from our franchise end up being, or dynasty, end up being starters. The Jaguars. They take Chris Jarrett. Okay. Again, number 9 would have been an overpay in my opinion to get Chris Jarrett. I'd love to have a good wide receiver, but Donovan Eason at number 10 I think was an overpay. Luke McDonald goes, and suddenly I have to start making a decision here. All right. Oh, now I gotta try to target my guy. 49ers. Who do they have? They do not need tight end. They've got the best tight end in the NFL. I think they're okay. Surely they wouldn't, right? Don't call me Shirley. Bengals. Yeah, this is where we'll trade. We'll sim the 49ers pick, and then we'll trade with the Bengals. Tommy Mann. All right. That means we're going to trade up 2 spots. Now, especially considering they want him, this is probably going to require a bit more than you'd think 2 spots would, but this is how it is. 15th. And probably pick 32. That might be an overpay. 2/3? Is that an underpay? What do y'all think? Well, what? Austin Belton, yeah, you missed it, Ryan. Austin Belton won a Super Bowl. His first year away from the Flyers, man. Of course, that's how it goes, right? He didn't even have a fantastic season. They were literally the last seed in the NFL. Last playoff team in. And they go on a crazy streak, win the Super Bowl. That's how it goes. So what do y'all think? To move up from 15 to 13, what would it take? Are we thinking a 2nd round pick, maybe? I think if for another first rounder would be an overpay. I think 15 and 32 just to move up 2 spots in the mid first round is an overpay. But I think a 2nd round could be justifiable. Right at 2/3. Okay, let's just go with that. I think that's still a lot. I think that's a pretty good haul if you're the Bengals. They take it. Okay. All right. We have needed a good tight end for a long time. I don't think I'm going to think too hard about this one. He's pretty high. He's in top 6 of the draftables here. James Laughlin, hang on. Late first, yeah. Yeah, Clements is the guy I want to go with. He's a blocking tight end, but he's got a 7.9 combine. So you're getting a blocking tight end that has a crazy combine. I can't remember what in the world this guy's stats are, so I'm kind of curious. That could be a trap. Let's just do a quick check here. Hexenfield. You got D's. D's pretty good. Can't believe I named a guy D's. Mitchell Tiller? No, I'm just not seeing anybody else that I draft here. Evan Trambo. He'd be an overdraft, although he runs a 4.25. Rich Wilslip, a 7.8 combine. Do you draft based off just combine though? That seems like an overpay. Treston seems really good. Thought it could be a real guy. D's. You think D's could be a real guy? That's what I went with. I mean, I was thinking D's nuts when I made him, but let's go Clements. He's really just so intriguing. Look at that run blocking, and look at the combine. A 4.53 for a tight end. What's the fastest tight? What does Travis Kelce run? Travis Kelce 40 time. I mean, that might not be the fastest, but let's just see. So his Ertz ran a 4.76, and he was pretty fast. The fastest ever are Vernon Davis and Doran Dickerson, who ran 4.40s. That's insane, but 4.61 is what Kelsey ran. Ernest Tuchelski was pretty good. Oh crap! I didn't mean to draft him. Well, we drafted him, and he's a hidden development. No, Ernest Stuchelski. I can't pronounce his name. He's great. I don't want to get rid of him. But we lost John Fernandez, so we have no depth at tight end, and we don't. Ernest Tuchelski isn't necessarily the future. But we were looking at him at the beginning of the stream, and we talked about how good his late season stats were. Guy was putting up 50 yards and a few touchdowns every single game down the stretch. So I think Stuchelski stays the guy. And you look at this right away, 75, 70, 68, but he's 6'6", age 20. He's the number 13 true value, and we drafted him at number 13. So do we like the literal exact value pick there with hidden development? 91 speed. He's got no route running. 68 and 64. And 64. 91 and 93 acceleration and speed, though. 77 run blocking. They complement each other now? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We can run Stuchelski in the pass game while we develop Clements for that. And Clements can come in as a U sub for blocking. 77. His catching and catching traffic are pretty crappy. His awareness sucks. Whoa. 45. Well, that's not great. 73 impact blocking, though. That's really good. Really good run blocking, finesse, and power. So we could even have him go against an edge, and it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Good change in direction. So he's, think Ezekiel Roberts in Olympia, but he can actually block. That's about what we're looking at here. I think I can live with that. He's a developmental project, but that's okay. So that covers the tight end we wanted. We're now just looking at a punter that we need. We could look for some depth at cornerback. I think that's really where we're needing as well. Let's look at the team real quick. Check what we need left. As far as what this says we need, offensively, wide receiver maybe, lineman. Defensively, strong safety. We need a strong safety for sure. We need... Why does it say I have a punter? Who's my punter? Oh, Cartwright's still on my team. This guy's garbage. Oh, probably, I guess I might not release him. It sucks. Whatever. Quarterback we're solid on. Running back we're solid on. We got Derek Francois, who I'm really excited for. Think Bo Johnson or Serge Cruz. That's what we're getting with Derek Francois. Fullback we're good. Wide receiver, I'm pretty happy with where we're at. We've got a really solid top four. Tight end now we're really good. We got Ernie and Clements now. Lineman is definitely where we could look to replace some guys. We're starting to age out some of our players, which is a little sad. Edge rushers, we got one of the best edge rushers in the league that didn't get X Factor, by the way. After leading the NFL in sacks and having 18 tackles for loss, he did not get X Factor. Makes no sense to me. He didn't even win any awards, I don't think. Oh, no, he won Best Defensive Lineman. That's not even that good. He should have been MVP. Just my opinion. I mean... I wouldn't mind finding a good pass rushing defensive tackle that we can sit for now and develop his run stopping. Linebackers, there's just nobody good that I'm interested in. Cornerback depth, and then probably... Oh, no. I want to move Chris Harris back to cornerback. I don't want him to stay free safety. Yeah, that's definitely where I want him. So Bulwarway is maybe expendable. I think we need backup safety, 2 backup safeties. We need cornerback depth, maybe. Pass rushing, defensive tackle, and offensive line, if we can find any. So let's look real quick, see what we got available in the near future. Hexenfield, but that's not really depth. At safety, I've got Elijah Davis. I'm putting my eye on from Utah. He's interesting. Runs an 8-foot combine. Doesn't even make sense. Stupid statement. He has an 8.0 combine. Really fast, really strong, good broad jump, good vert jump. Late second rounder. So I'd like to get him in the second round with my pick 15 maybe. I know that might be a bit of a jump up considering he's projected 4th, but you know, guys like this sometimes go early. At free safety, there's Sean Miller that I think I would look at for depth. Really late. Doesn't have zone, which is what I'm looking for in a safety. That's okay. He's projected 4th round, going 4th round. I mean, I could pick him up with pick 26 if it's there. Otherwise, there are some cornerbacks I'm interested in. If we look here. Nothing there. Jeremy Gatewood, maybe? Would be good depth. Jeremiah Weston. We could kind of pull a Chris Harris and play him at safety. Chris Harris may still play free safety, by the way. He may still get time there. Defensive tackle with good pass rushing skills. Deshaun Shepard's who I was looking at. And I'm definitely looking to pick him up. Probably 3rd round if I can manage it. I don't have a 3rd rounder, so I'd have to trade up for that. John Collins also has good pass rushing at B+ power moves. He's got better tackling and same pursuit. So I'm kind of... They're both early. I think they'd both be fine picks. They're both big guys, so... Who else? Pretty much it. And then offensive lineman, we got Jason Edwards from Olympia. He's interesting. We've got Scott Clemens from BYU. I think I'm more interested in Scott Clemens personally. Although Jason Edwards combine pops for sure. We've got some good center depth, but I don't think that... I don't know on that. I wouldn't mind Connor Flynn in like the 6th round or something. Just to put him as a backup pass protector. I mean, we're kind of stretching. A lot of these guys just suck. They just suck. Darnell Pryor's interesting. I think for now we start simming. I think we just sim to our next pick. I don't really... There's nobody I want in the 1st round, so let's go ahead and do that. James Laughlin went next, so we definitely made a good call trading up for a tight end because all tight ends would have been gone by now. And in fact, the Bengals now don't have a tight end to look at. I do want to look at James Laughlin, though. They take D's. The Bengals take D's nuts. All right. The Steelers, who already have their QB of the future with Bryce Richardson, not really the future, they take Robert Hexenfield. Okay. We've got Josh Whitworth from A&M on the board. Rich Wilslip's still there. If Rich Wilslip is still at my position in the 2nd round, if he falls that far, I will take him because 7.8 is just too hard to ignore. Trambeau at 4.25 40 time. Yeah, I'll take him too. I'll consider him. You just can't pass up on stuff like that, in my opinion. Mitchell Tiller. Vikings take Zach Parker. That's a pretty good one. Darren Harrell. Stephon Sutton. Jaden Hicks. Rich Wilslip goes 69. I would have been fine taking a 2nd round flyer and a 69 player that could actually go far. Billy Fisher. Ooh, a good pick for the Packers. That hurts to see. Luke Cooper. Ahmad Briggs. Evan Trambeau. Dang it. These guys they fell, but they didn't fall to me. That would have been a big fall for them, though. Alex Teague goes before Josh Whitworth, and he's a 70 overall. That's not a bad backup quarterback, and maybe a potential future starter. Falcons, okay. Ravens take a TCU player here. Titans take a defensive tackle. Oh, and it's our pick at 32. I didn't even remember I had that. So Keyshawn Treston's available here. I just don't see running back. I think he could be really good, but I don't see that being something I take. Von Waller is interesting. 6.8, 20, 443 shuttle. That's a big overpay. Dennis McAllister is interesting, but again, Philip Jimenez out of TCU runs a 4.30-40. I definitely want him if he falls, but I just can't justify paying for that. Lamentations Mackleby is really interesting out of Montana. This might be where we trade down. We got the Heisman winner from Olympia Dynasty last year, Miguel Stanley out of Ole Miss. He's still available. Will Smith. Dominic DeHavreau is still available. I think he'd be an overpay, but he's a medium route runner supreme. That's really good, actually. He's an interesting player. Creed Phillips out of Liberty. Really strong. I didn't already have the guy I traded for. I can't even remember his name. This guy doesn't even have a face. Mikal Mooney is still there. And Mikal Mooney is more of a speed rusher out of BYU. Carson Little-Jinquist. Now, I probably won't be drafting Carson, but Carson Little-Jinquist would be great. I would love to have him. I just don't think I can justify it. I've got too many Olympia players as it is. Jason Edwards, again, do I have too many Olympia players? I kind of feel like I do. Don't know if I can justify it. Besides, at this point, we're way overpaying here. Tommy Marler would be interesting to have. Elijah Davis would be an overpay. Jacoby Declan runs a 4.31. I wouldn't mind getting him. He seems interesting, but... Dexter McCauley, I almost hit draft accidentally, by the way. That would have been sad. Alright, that's fine. Let's trade out of this pick. I don't think this is where we sit. I'm not going to trade to the Bears or the Vikings. The Titans. So they would offer a next year second rounder, a third rounder next year, and a sixth rounder this year. The Steelers would offer a second, a fourth, and a fifth, all from this year. Vegas? I think I'm going to go with Vegas's package here. That seems pretty good, actually. A 40 this year, a 104 this year, and a 200 this year. Now, I'm probably not going to use all these, but I've got way too many picks as is. Like, if we look at my picks... Yeah, I've got like 50 picks still. I'm not going to use them all. And they take Von Waller. Okay, I think that's a decent... It's an overpay, but he looked interesting. Desmond Mantel goes. Charles Dobson. Peter Grant. Elijah Hayden. Jeremiah Kelly. Reggie Jackson. And Darnell Pryor. Okay, so linemen maybe are going now. Still have Treston. All these guys are still available. Miguel Stanley's still available. If he falls far enough, I might pick him up as a backup. Dominic DeHavreau. Man, this is really such an interesting skill set. A+ medium route running, A+ catching traffic, B+ spec catch. He's not a good athlete, though. I just don't see anybody here who... Jason Edwards. He's a run blocker, though. Like, I'd have to develop him as a pass blocker. Got pick 15. I think I'd like to trade down again here. I'd like to pick up a third rounder, if possible. A current third rounder, nobody's offering. The Colts are offering me a first rounder. No. Here, let's do a manual trade down. I like the idea of making the Raiders better. Maybe not better, but I like them being my my team I trade with here. So we'll give them a 3rd rounder for our 2nd. I will expect a future 3rd. So we trade down for this year's 3rd. We trade down 32 spots. No, that's an overpay. Let's also take a 4th next year, or 2/3. A 3rd and a 4th. Let's do that. No, okay. Well, you know what? Actually, that's fine. Let's do that 4th again, and let's trade out a 4th of our own, like this one. A 4th, maybe a 7th. Okay. Am I fleecing people? I don't think so. I think that's a pretty fair trade, honestly. They're going to take Dwayne Terry. Okay, good pick. Avril, Barbie, Kayshawn Treston goes to the Cowboys. That's the Ezekiel Elliott replacement. Dominic DeHavro goes. Nigel McCauley and Creed Phillips, who I was also interested in. All right. Still got a lot of guys I'm interested in, but I think I have to take Jason Edwards here. I don't pick again until the 3rd, which has me a little worried. Edwards is projected late or early 3rd, so this is where he'd start going, basically. Okay. This is why you don't draft your own players. So obviously I made Jason Edwards. And he's playing Black Ops 3. Man, tell him to get on my stream, man. I made Jason Edwards as a custom player, obviously, because he came from Olympia. And he sucks. He's terrible. Alright, I mean, he's a good... I don't know what he's good at, frankly. He's terrible. Wow. Alright, now let's hope Elijah Davis falls to us, because he's the next guy I want in this draft. Dennis McAllister goes. I was really interested in him. Hankins. Philip Jimenez goes. Oh, 62. He's terrible. Jamil Cook. Jalen Cannon. Zach Hart. Kyle Mooney goes to the Packers. You gotta be joking me. I feel like our division's gotten really competitive. Carson Little-Jinquist goes to the Panthers. I was really hoping he'd end up with Baron Skajkowski, his former high school teammate. Marquise Morrison. Malcolm Hampton. Greg Wise. I'm getting a little concerned here. Lamentations Mackleby goes to the Bucks. So he's going to sit behind Cole Bright and he's never going to play. That's a little unfortunate, but maybe he'll get a payday. Miguel Stanley to the Colts. Did they already draft a quarterback? They've got Mitch Trubisky and Jacoby Brissett. I'm going to make Miguel Stanley the starter no matter what. So I don't know if there's a way I can see who was drafted. I don't think I can. Miguel Stanley will be the starter of that team going forward if he's not, they didn't draft someone else. The Cardinals draft Josh Whitworth to back up. The Broncos draft Will Smith, so now quarterbacks are starting to go. That's a huge run on quarterbacks there. Chandler Jordan's still available, and Teddy Werner. Those are like the last draftable quarterbacks. Dolphins take a wide receiver. Bears take a running back. And Tommy Marler goes to the Eagles. Okay. Oh, man. The real-life Marler would, I think he'd rather die than do that. That's funny. I know who I want here. He's from Utah. I think he fits the skill set we're looking for. Late 2nd. So, I mean, fits as far as pick early 4th. So I think this is a good place to take him. We need a backup strong safety. Elijah Davis. Okay, so he's got hidden development. He's a good value pick as well. He's 244 pounds, so this guy, you look at him, he looks like a linebacker. And he kind of is one. Power moves are really good. He can pass rush. Block shedding's amazing. His coverage skills are bad. His tackling's a little suspect, but his hit power is really good. So you can kind of see what you're getting with him. Right now, there's a lot of development to go on him, but he's the kind of guy you could plug in as a linebacker. And we might do that this year. Next round, we pick at 48th. I think at this point, you have to look at our roster. I wouldn't mind a guard. In fact, I think we picked the wrong offensive lineman. I think we should have gone with Scott Clemens from BYU. Still need a pass rushing defensive tackle. Maybe a cornerback, but really free safety is probably what we need. So we're going to probably skip ahead here. Chandler Jordan goes. Teo Enriquez. We're hoping Scott Clemens stays. If Scott Clemens stays till our pick, we're good. If not, well, you know, that's okay. It's getting close. Dexter McCauley goes. Was interested in him. Scott Clemens goes. Okay, well, was asking a lot to stay there. Oh, Deshaun Shepard goes. Did not see that coming. Wow, all right. Both the defensive tackles I liked are gone. You're kidding me. Evan Bruce, maybe like a late flyer on. I don't know. Draft board. Still some players here. Ian Goddard, late third. Who's available? Weston's available here. He's got good zone, good press, good play rec. Hang on. I don't want to draft him. Let's look at who else is available. Jeremy Gatewood. I want somebody with good zone though. I think I like this pick here. Do I like Sean Miller more though? A late fourth? No, I don't think I do. I mean, they're about the same. No, that's Jeremy Gatewood. I think. Declan maybe. Glenn Vereen. All right, let's go with that cornerback. I think that's who I want here. Jeremiah Weston. Normal dev. He's got good zone, good speed and excel. Tackling's decent. I think I want him to play safety. Just to have backups. Ooh, good pick there. Jason Burnett goes to the Browns to join Donald Gillett. Okay. So, there's a good pick for the Browns. I forgot about him. Alright. Is Declan still available? He is. Now, he might go soon. We have another pick at 19. I want to take him just to see what he does. He seems interesting. We could draft Gatewood for some more corner depth, I think would be interesting. We've got a lot of picks here. Gatewood probably goes this round. So it's between those two and then a defensive tackle. I wouldn't mind. And there's a power rush. There's a few undrafted guys. 5.5, 6. mean, you're kind of taking just pot shots on these guys at this point, though. Maybe a bigger edge rusher? 270? 271? 4th round? Glenn Vereen. Could move him to tackle and then look to play him as a... to put weight on. It's interesting. Hidden dev. Wow. Okay. Jeremy Gatewood goes. I was looking to pick him up, so Declan will be my next pick. I think. Look at the draft board. Yeah, definitely Declan. And Windsor's got an interesting combine grade, early 6th. Versus, yeah. I like Windsor. I'd like to pick him up next. Let's go Declan here. 94 speed, 94 excel. Can't really catch. Runs short route runs really well. Interesting skill set there. We'll look at him a little bit more later. We are going on 3 hours now. I will probably be ending soon. I'm starting to lose my voice pretty badly. But I'd like to finish this out. So... draft board, let's go Windsor here. I think there's a chance for him to be good. Normal dev. Hybrid skill set. 225 though. Man coverage is really good. Block shedding needs some work. I think if you leveled him as a run stopper, there's a chance, but he might just be on the practice squad. We've got picks 15 now. We're kind of starting to take some hits on people. We've still got 5 picks. Obviously, I'm not going to take all those, but... in fact, I don't even know if there's anybody I want here. Anybody that could be maybe underrated? Running back? I don't need a fullback. Wide receiver maybe. A 7 combine is very intriguing. Yeah, that 7 combine's kind of hard to ignore. Nobody good here. Unless, like, JD Meredith ends up being good, but I don't think he will. I just don't trust any of that either. Ramon Andrade, like, I don't think combine grades really matter for these guys unless it happens to be strength. So kind of hard to tell there. A 6.7, that's intriguing. I mean, we might just start taking flyers on guys and then letting them walk if they're no good. So 6.7, I think I'll probably look to pick that up. Let's add him to the draft board. .7, 5.8. Those are interesting, but I don't want another run stopper at the moment. Although a 6, that might be worth looking at. 6.4 could be worth looking at. Some undrafted 6.4s. Run stoppers, though. I don't need another run stopper. 6.6 run stopper. 6.7 run stopper. Wow. I'd rather look at a 6.6 field general and a 6.7 run stopper. Cornerback. Nobody interesting here. Free safety. Nobody. Ron Bellamy's still kind of interesting at 6.9. I think we still got him added. I do want to take probably Jason Price from Olympia just for the memes. And Sean Pippen probably. So let's look at the draft board. I'm gonna unadd. I think all these guys are fine. Sean Pippen's projected 5th, a 4th talent versus Ron Bellamy. So let's go for Sean Pippen here. Okay. I don't see anything right away that makes him separate from anybody else I have, particularly. Whoa, Lee House! I forgot he was in this draft. Lee House goes to the Chargers. Alright. Man, forgot about that. Let's look at the draft board. Pick up Ron Bellamy. I don't think that sticks. Jason Shaw is very interesting here. Okay. I think that might have been one of the guys I was looking at, actually. Yeah, somebody got taken that I was looking at. The defensive tackle. That's awesome. So we got 2 more picks. I am going to look to pick up Jason Price last here. So this will be my last pick. I'm thinking... Would I prefer a 6.6 field general or a 6.7 run stopper? Probably field general. Not good. That's a cut. We're going to trade this pick away for the last pick in the draft. I can't remember what the last pick is. There's 32. What's 32 times 7? 30 times, that would be 210 plus 2 times 7, 224 is the last pick in the draft. The Giants. Hey, we like making deals with you. Here, take our 2 7ths for this 7th. How's that sound? Not mine. Alright. Take that for that 7th and next year's 7th. How about that? Wait, that doesn't even seem worth it. Here, we'll just trade back with you. Sure. Makes no sense. But not like the picks here matter anyway. They take a fullback with it, so I guess that helps them a little. And with the final pick in the NFL draft. Are you kidding me? Somebody drafted Jason Price. No farkin' way. I did not see that happening. He was put as an undrafted. I don't even think I don't think I gave him great ratings. He's like 26. He played in season 1 of Olympia, people. What are you doing? Wow. All right. Well, we're going to go with Jay Grant, and we'll see if he's a good pick. Jason Price got drafted somewhere. Retirements. There shouldn't be any new ones. Oh, okay. Somebody did retire. Realized no one wanted him when he retired. That's so sad. First of all, I gotta see where Jason Price went. Probably round 7, right? Jason Price went to the Panthers. 62 overall. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. That's awesome. That's really awesome. Good for him. Alright, how was our 7th, or Mr. Irrelevant here? Jay Grant, 59 overall. So these guys ain't gonna play. Probably. Alright. Let's go through here. Devontae Florence was the #1 pick in the draft. 5'10" receiver. Well, 78 overall with hidden dev. He's really fast. He has good hands. Hopefully this isn't too loud for you. Hungry. That's a good pick. Stacks JJ Hammonds might be a better pick. Ooh. That is a good play right there. Daniel Cameron, solid pick. George Saros was a solid pick. Shontario Parkerson, not bad. Kyler Garrett to the Bears. Not looking forward to have to play against him. Tommy McIntyre would have been a project pick, I think. Yeah, the strength and the hidden dev are there, but he would have been a project. Barron is normal dev, but he's a 76 overall. Look at that short accuracy. So he can't really throw it deep at all. But there's not probably going to be many better players throwing short routes than him. His under pressure is great. His play action is great. His awareness is great. That's interesting. Chris Jarrett. A little slow. Man, my voice is really going here. We'll try to go through this a little quicker. A little slow. Chris Jarrett's not quite what I would have been looking for. Donovan Eason out of the slot. Quarterbacks. He's interesting. Okay, so Luke McDonald was a 76 overall with hidden dev. Not a good run blocker though. 85 speed, 83 acceleration, 77 catching, 79 catching traffic. Good route running day one. Definitely a pass catcher. A solid pass catcher. He could start, and he could develop pretty well. So that wouldn't have been a bad pick. But again, maybe a little higher than I would have wanted. Tommy Mann, okay. Of course, we got Theo Clements, only 1 overall less. The route running's really bad. The awareness is really bad. But the blocking's there, and the athleticism is there to be a great pass catcher. If Theo Clements had been taken, I think Lachlan would have been a decent pick, but probably a little high for what I would have picked him at. Of course, Dees from Austin P. He's fast, he's strong. He's got decent block shed day one. He's just a bad pass rusher. Hexenfield, a little overrated. Let's go a little faster here. Guys that I was interested in. Rich Wilslip. He's fast. He's got strength. Coverage is bad. Might have moved him to edge. No, but he can't pass rush at all. Project. Billy Fisher. Trambo. 99 speed, 99 acceleration. Whoa! 75 catching. 84 medium route running. This guy was great. I mean, normal dev, but his release is all that needs to be worked on there. You get that release up, and I guess the deep route running as well. Obviously, you'd be putting points into him on deep route running. If he gets that route running up and that release up, he'll be the best deep threat in the NFL. Hopefully my chewing's not loud either. Nice grab indeed. These Cheez-Its are a nice grab too. They taste really good. Teague. He's okay. He's a backup. Try to go a little bit faster here. Von Waller, I was interested in him. Hidden development. Not the best strength. Well, I guess he's a linebacker, but still could be better. Coverage is really bad. I guess he's more of a project. Not really something I would have wanted at pick 32 personally. Although I guess pick 32 is not the worst spot for that. Not what I would have wanted. I haven't really seen anybody that caught my eye yet. Treston would have been good. 79 overall. Pretty fast. Really good day one. Yeah, he'd have been great. Day Havro, I was really interested in him. Ends up with hidden dev. He's not even slow, so he's better than Chris Jarrett, who was drafted. 95 medium route running. Now, his route running everywhere else sucked, but I think that would have been a solid pick for me. Creed Phillips, I was interested in him. He's got good run blocking. He's just a solid all-around player. Of course, Edwards, we know, might have been an overdraft. Dennis McAllister was not fantastic. What is he good at? I guess kick return? Not great. Philip Jimenez, I was interested in him. 97 speed, 97 acceleration. But he is terrible. He's not a great pass catcher. I mean, he could kind of service that, but he's kind of a kick returner, day one. Blocking sucks. Juking and spinning aren't even all that good. Like, he's not even all that great with the ball in his hands. Carrying could be better. Break tackle's pretty bad. Yeah, he's nothing special. Okay. Mikal Mooney, more of a speed rusher. Pretty one-dimensional. Lil Jankquist, hidden dev, 74 overall. Is this the new Luke Kuechly for them? I think you could make the argument for that. Awareness is really high. Play rec is pretty good. His coverage skills are bad. And his block shedding could use some work. But he's smart. And he's not unathletic. He's not super athletic, but of course, Lamentations. Mackleby, 99 throw power, good gravy. Look at his arms, huge. Miguel Stanley went to the Colts. He will be their starter now. Interesting. He was actually a scrambler. I'm not sure why I made his speed so little. Of course, I just added him in. Josh Whitworth. I think he's a solid backup here, looks like. Okay. Will Smith. Backup. Tommy Marler goes. 70 overall. Pretty fast. And he can catch the ball. That's kind of what I thought on him. Dexter McCauley, I was interested in him. He's kind of slow. Great ball carrier vision though, great strength. Decent run blocking, decent pass blocking. Okay. Well, Clemens wouldn't have been great either. Maybe slightly better at guard than Clemens is at tackle day one. But also would have been a project, so. Deshaun Shepard. Hurts that I missed out on him. That hurts. Eric Weiner. Not sure how many more we have to go here. Jason Burnett, 74 with Hidden Dev. The Browns. He is an elusive back, but he's really slow. Not a pass catcher, not good injury history. He's tough. All right. Jeremy Gatewood. Okay. Trying to see, do we have anybody else or are we done? I can't remember. Lee House out of Olympia. Hidden Dev. If the move makes sense to put him at running back, I might do that. But we'll see. And Jason Price. So the Bears had a good back half of the draft, but they had a pretty weak first half of the draft outside of Kyler Garrett. I think they got a great pick here. He's got Hidden Dev. He's going to be a focus player, so he's basically starting out until he plays 500 downs. He's basically got X Factor development. After if he ends up being a superstar or star, then bump it up one, because that's what the focus player is going to do for him. For the shooter. I want to see who else here. Will Smith is the new quarterback for the Broncos. So they were in need of one. They've now got one. I guess he's not the new quarterback, but he's backing up whoever's going to be there. McElbee's backing up Cole, right? I got answered. I'm so hungry. Whitworth at 69. All right. I think about how last year MacIntyre would have had focus player if he was drafted one spot higher on the Seahawks draft board. He got 4th, which was really sad. Stacks J.J. Hammonds will probably be the best corner in the league in a few years. Like, that's insane. Miguel Stanley's got focus player as well. So Miguel Stanley has Hidden Dev and focus player, and he will be starting day one for them. That's awesome. They had the Colts had the best draft, I think. Stacks J.J. Hammonds, Charles Dobson in the 2nd round as a really good defensive tackle. My goodness. Miguel Stanley in the 3rd round was a steal. And then Deshaun Shepard in the 4th round was also a steal. And they even got a 67 overall cornerback with Hidden Dev in the 6th round. You're kidding me. A wide receiver with Hidden Dev in the 7th. My goodness. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 players with Hidden Dev in this draft for them. Cowboys got Luke McDonald, Kayshawn Treston, Tyler Butler. Interesting picks there. Dolphins got Shontario Parkerson, which I think was a really good pick. They're going to have a really stacked front four. He's got Hidden Dev. Jeremiah Kelly, Moses Fleming. Wow, Julius Kramer. That's a great pick. Eagles got Tommy McIntyre and Tommy Marler. So the 2 Tommies here. And they're both focus players. Washington got a few mid players, honestly. Nothing crazy. Tommy Mann, normal, but he's got a focus dev. Dominic DeHavro, I think, was a fantastic pick, and he'll have focus development. The defending champs. So because of their Super Bowl win and them giving us their pick, they didn't pick until round 2, pick 32. So 64th pick in the draft, and he was pretty bad. But they got Scott Clemens, and he's a focus player, so maybe he can develop into a good lineman for them. Pretty crap draft for them otherwise. Jaguars got Chris Jarrett, who is hidden dev. I still don't think he's great. His athleticism doesn't really wow me, but with focus player and hidden dev, he could be really good. I think the Jags had a pretty good draft. And I will check after this to see all quarterbacks. All that's going to be done off stream. UDFAs will be off stream. Editing positions all around the league and changing players and all that crap. That'll be done for me off stream. Reed Phillips. There was a guy I was interested in. He gets focused development. McCall Mooney gets focused development. Okay. Packers had a phenomenal draft. Wow. That hurts. Panthers got Evan Trambeau, who I think would have been fantastic. Number 1. Will Janquist, number 2. Focus development on them both. And then that's pretty much it. They did get Jason Price, though. Don't forget. Patriots. Okay. Almost done here. Baron Gajkowski will get focus development. So even though he's a normal, he could earn star by getting Rookie of the Year. And if he gets focused, when he gets focus development, that'll be like having star. So he could have star for this year and then have star for next year, theoretically. Pretty good draft for the Rams. McCauley gets a focus. Jaden Hicks. Pretty bad draft here for the Saints, I feel like. 70 overall, deep threat, that's not bad. So the Seahawks, it could be Darius McIntyre's team in a few years. They get Mitchell Tiller. He's normal dev. Wow. Pretty underwhelming draft. The Steelers, that's going to be new, Bryce Richardson's new team. They got Hexenfield. McAllister, Pierce, okay. The Texans got Donovan Eason. Then with pick 42, they got Tremaine Marby. Alright, Moorhead. The Titans, so Daniel Jones' team that just made the Super Bowl. I guess they're solid depth picks, but nothing blown out of the water here. And then the Vikings, our other division rival, who I thought had a pretty decent draft. Zach Parker, a decent cornerback at 18. Phil Jimenez, little overrated there. He has hidden dev. He's gonna get focus. Steve Bingham as an edge rusher, another hidden dev player that'll get focus. So pretty top heavy if you include Philip Jimenez, which I don't know if you can. So that is our draft. As far as roster goes, who is it that has... Where did old boy go? Garrett's gonna start. Where did Miguel Stanley go? Anybody remember? Here. So we're gonna bump Mitchell Trubisky down a little low awareness here, just so that Miguel Stanley is the #1 guy for sure. I don't really have a problem with this because who cares about Mitchell Trubisky at this point? Just got to bump him down awareness-wise until his... Actually, we don't even have to bump his awareness down. We can just bump his carrying down. There you go. That puts Miguel Stanley as the starter day one. Just do a check on quarterbacks here. Poor Rico Usene. Poor Braxton Berry. Poor Tom Trainer. Jason Price is currently the backup to Teddy Bridgewater. So, you know, you could see Jason Price get playtime. Tre'Davious White's the starter. All right. Well, I think that's where we're going to end it. Pretty solid draft there. I know it might not have been the most exciting. I think we had a chance to be up there with the best teams in the league if our free agency went entirely our way. It didn't entirely go our way, but at this point, if we look at our roster going into this next year, we'll just auto-generate it real quick. We've got Kyle Linehan with Atari Mason as the backup. That's fine. I don't think anything special with that. Derek Francois, Miller's our speed back, and then Lance Roach. Let's just make sure Miller still has his speed. Yeah, 95 speed, 94 excel still. So I think we'll see a big mix of Roach and Francois. Francois in the red zone for sure, and Francois maybe on passing downs under center, where he can pass pro. We've still got Pettis and McCall Hardman with Murdoch, and Stevens now is our other wide receivers. Now Stevens is really interesting out of free agency because I think he's going to be fantastic in the red zone. First of all, he's 6'2", which is not great. 95 jumping though, 87 catch and track, 89 spec catch, 85 short route. He's not slow either, 93 and 93, 83 release, so that could be worked up a little bit. But then his run blocking is 59, which is decent. It could be worse. And of course, we still have Hugh Porter as a good slot, I think. We picked up Jonah Williams out of a trade. Now, Jonah Williams, I don't think is a huge improvement over Connor Williams. I think he's a good improvement, but not as big as I was hoping for. That's okay. With Jake Matthews as a backup, I think Jake Matthews is going to be a solid backup. Flaherty and Weston stay the same. Ragnar and Childress stay the same. Of course, Childress, maybe we'll see him play sometime somewhere. I'm not sure. We picked up Glasgow as a backup guard. I think he's a really solid backup guard. James Lincoln still... So, I mean, our line is better, but only barely better. We picked up Theo Clements out of drafting to back up Stachelski, and I think he's going to be fantastic. On defense, on our defensive line, Stephon Tuitt, 86 overall. He's got 93 awareness, 86 power moves, 87 block shed, 89 strength, 88 tackling. This guy is fantastic. And then backing him up is Arthur Love. Yeah, pretty good backups there. Durkins and Matabike still, and then Zach Allen we re-signed. Chance Fortunato, of course. We've got Okuda and Stephon Gilmore, and we'll have to figure out who plays where as far as the cornerback situation goes. I have a feeling that I'll be doing Okuda and Gilmore as the 1 and 2 in a 4-3, but I'll be putting Handy in as the outside with Gilmore. I don't know between Gilmore and Okuda who's going to be the slot. So we'll have to kind of make a decision there. But I think we're solid. We got Chris Harris still. We can move him into free safety if we want. And then as far as our linebackers go, continuing the front seven, we're keeping Callahan, Newman, and Harris. A little thin here, I will admit. But we got Schobert as a good pass covering backup. So I think we could see Schobert sub in a lot on pass downs for maybe Newman, or maybe he subs in for one of these two. We'll see on that. Harrison Smith we added out of free agency. I don't think he's necessarily an upgrade to Tracy Walker, so I'm a little concerned about that. His athleticism is pretty bad at this point. I think he's a weak link, but we got Elijah Davis that we can sub in as safety. We could also sub Elijah Davis in on passing downs as a linebacker. He's got decent coverage. I feel like I hear Minecraft music. Weird. We've got Eddie Jackson as our free safety. I think he's a big upgrade to what we had last year. And then we could always sub in Chris Harris, Tamani Bulware maybe. We can make some calls there. Special teams wise, we're sticking with Cartwright and Rubini. I think Cartwright goes after this year. I really don't like him. We might cut him and sign someone else even. We've got Jacoby Declan that can return now. I didn't think about that. What's his return rating? 98 returns. So Jacoby Declan, he's probably a special teams guy for now. But let's look at his speed as well. 94 speed and acceleration. So, you know, that's pretty good. And then for specialists, I mean, pretty much rocking with the same guys. So, yeah. I think this team got a lot better. I will be having preseason streams soon. That's probably coming next week, maybe. I just don't have it in me right now. But we'll do that later. I'll have the rosters all edited by then. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you're watching this in the post, thank you so much for watching and continuing the series. Olympia and the Flyers franchise will be coming back soon. Not sure when. ETA is undecided. TBD. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have a good day.